everyone. Okay, get your Garfields out. Hello. Is the camera pointing at me on there? Looks like
it's
it.
so far away.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we need to.
Can you
so
zoom
you're like
in
a
on
tiny,
the just
you're tiny.
playback
tiny?
part of that screen?
Okay. Now is it
that
zoomed
fill
in?
the screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
better.
great. All right, here we are, and it's time to play Dungeons and Dragons again with all of our friends.
These are all of our friends, by the way. We don't have any
These
friends.
are all of our friends. We have no more.
No. If I find out you guys have another friend.
No, I killed
Then
them
we'll
all.
lose you as
We never would. And we never will. This is the thing that's called Long Strange Cantrip. That's the name of our group. This campaign is a Curse of Strahd campaign that is set in an alternate history version of this universe, which we've previously established is our universe. And we've also previously established that it might be your universe, depending on which universe you're in. And as a reference point, this is the universe where I think somebody named Chris Stapleton.
J.D. Vance
of this
is
Twitch
the
stream.
Republican.
J.D. Vance is going to be the next president.
He's going to be the president after this.
Beards are back. I believe the last
in this universe.
The last bearded president we had was Benjamin Harrison, I want to say.
You know what? Gonna be fully honest. Did not know that was the name of a president.
Oh yeah.
He said it.
He was kind of a
not convinced you didn't make it up. But
he was a forgettable one. I think he was a Civil War he was the last of the line of what has been called by some the handsome generals, which is when after the Civil War both major parties elected handsome generals.
Man, it would suck to be the general who was hired, who was the first guy not named one of the handsome generals.
Yeah.
He's like, finally, I'm one of the handsome generals. Oh, no, that's over.
Sorry.
you're more like the face that killed the
No, sorry, you're William McKinley. So that's the universe that we're in. That's the universe that Strahd is in. And we met our characters last week. This is session 2. We can go around the table and introduce ourselves. I am Eugene, the Dungeon Master. He, him, pronouns.
Alec, he, him, playing Eric.
I'm Li Shen, she, her pronouns, and my character is named Lady Lan.
Hey, I'm Nick, he, him. I am playing Father Esquivel.
Hey everyone, I'm Lore. My pronouns are they, them, and he, him. I am playing Rowan.
Cool. That's awesome. And those characters you just heard about, well, as it turns out, we actually made a little video about them, so we can watch that now.
Not much is known about the sharp-featured androgynous figure come to Barovia in a high-coloured violet coat with closely shorn hair. Rowan Damnalik makes himself of use to the nobles they travel with, entertaining with a classic tune and his high ethereal voice, not to mention a good bit of gossip with the ladies of the court. Rowan may well imitate the aloof manner of a courtier, but just beneath a practiced facade of calm rages a great anger. And there's something else about them too, something unsettling, ancient, and cold.
Father Esquivel is an ordained priest, sent far from home on missionary work. Though his vestments are threadbare, his hygiene limited, and his ecclesiastical knowledge a bit lacking, he is empathetic and friendly enough. He's on the younger side for a priest, but whatever his life before the cloth, it must weigh on him heavily, for physically he seems aged well beyond his years. He claims to be happy in company and sharing the difficulties of the road, but you might get the sense his smile is feigned.
Even while petting her ornery pet Pekingese Monto, Lady Lan never smiles. A severe Chinese lady dressed in elaborate silks and other finery, Lady Lan never seems to have a hair or jewel out of place. Despite having traveled many months through the deserts of the Silk Road and faced all manner of challenges, you will never see her with a smudge in her makeup. And yet, anyone who spends enough time with her will notice an anger glimmering behind this otherwise impenetrable exterior. Something must give.
Eric von Eggenberg is a pale young boy, his skin almost translucent in the dim light. His eyes, the color of a stormy sea, hold a lifetime of unspoken sorrows, fixed upon the arabesques of the moldering wallpaper, seeking patterns that do not exist. His hair, a messy jet black patch, appears to be thinning. He moves with the jerky grace of a puppet, his limbs seemingly not entirely his own. Clutched firmly in his hand is a ruby brooch, a glimmer of hope in a life filled with darkness. Whispers follow him, telling of a noble lineage abandoned, a sinister apprenticeship, and a mysterious benefactor offering salvation in a distant land. There is an unsettling aura that surrounds him, a disquiet that hints at secrets best left undisturbed.
And we're back! Oh! And before we begin with a recap of last time's episode, I just want to show that this camera here is looking at this thing on the table that is like a veiled
Something.
thing.
I like that you moved the camera
Mystery.
to show more of just obscure black.
But now it's sitting on the thing, Eugene. So when you move it, it might topple it over.
Oh. You're right. I can't do a lift that good. Anyway, we'll see what we're looking at in a moment. Okay, let's dive back in. So, when first we met our heroes, the four of you had gathered at the Morning Inn on the outskirts of the province of Barovia. Each of you, three of you, sorry. The three of you were headed to Barovia for different reasons. First, we met Eric, who you just learned about. He had been given a missive and a vague instruction. We next met Rowan. They were traveling with a party of nobles they were accompanying, but may have some reasons of their own for being in Barovia. And finally showed up the heavily luggaged Lady Lan, traveling along the Silk Road, and having heard that Barovia is a place where it's very easy to get lost, and that seemed to be her mission at that moment. Having secured passage from a Vistani merchant who was set to meet some of his kinfolk at the gates of Barovia, you made your way up the hillside because your own, in some cases more luxurious, wagons couldn't take you any further. Once you got to Barovia, the gates, as it turned out, the passage would not be open until the following morning. So you camped out, reveled with the Vistani, heard some of their tales, heard about an oppressive presence that had been ruling over Barovia for some time, as well as some of the cities that, or villages that dot the Barovian countryside. You woke up in the morning having not just overindulged, but apparently been affected by a poison of some sort that had been laced in the very fine wine that you drank, and your things were gone. Half of the company of nobles had been slain by something, and you had no chance to rest before a large contingent of wolves began to encircle you, seemingly at the behest of one of these wolves who possessed an unnatural intelligence. The wolves forced you to the gates of Barovia themselves that stood just slightly ajar. And as you entered, they shut behind you, not after defending yourselves somewhat effectively, or after defending yourselves somewhat effectively from the wolves. Just inside of Barovia, as the mists began to envelop you, you met with Father Esquivel, who had been wandering for a few days, unsure of where to go next, and you hadn't had much exposure to him before you began to feel the exposure to the elements. It started to rain, it started to get very cold, as happens in October in Barovia, and you needed to find some shelter. Lo and behold, just a slight ways ahead of you, there were 2 lights, warm lights, beckoning you in the thunderstorm that started to brew. And as you approached, what you saw was a grand manor with its front gas lamp lights lit up. There you stand now with this enormous manor before you. 4 stories of cold, soot-stained stone, tall, narrow windows, high-peaked roofs, forming a picture of austere and chilling grandeur. And now I will do the grand reveal. Behold.
Yay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, okay.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is too zoomed in. Soon that will make sense, but here, let's just get a little bit of
Well,
an
now you can see
overview.
the detail.
Yeah. So
I like that it's focused on just a wall.
it's just a wall. You know what? Maybe we can.
Hey, it looks
fine
like it
wall,
could be a
though.
real wall. That's how
Damn fine wall.
good it is.
Cool walls, cool roof. That's painting.
This
friends.
is really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took some work,
dude.
You know what?
Some work is an understatement.
It took a
He's
lot
been,
of
he's
work.
been working on this for a long ass time.
You know what may help, Laura, is if you go over to the computer there.
Yeah.
And right click on the thing that says like top view, I think, in the middle. And then go to maybe properties. Is there something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and click on configure video. This is going to be great. Then a little window is going to open, but you're not going to see it because this is Windows. So scroll the mouse to the bottom. Sorry, don't scroll. Move the mouse to the bottom so that the taskbar opens up and open the last window.
Cool.
And then click on the right tab that says configure video.
Wow. This is awesome.
Camera control.
Yeah. Camera control.
Okay.
And then
Wow.
pull zoom all the way down.
Or Eugene could have just done this himself.
How do they know exactly what he means every time?
Okay, we did it.
There we go.
I would not have been able to do that.
Okay, it's done.
There were at least 2 or 3 times where he would have lost me.
And by the way, look at Lore closing all the windows, even though I didn't have to say anything. That's how you know they're a pro.
What
smart.
just happened? What changed?
It zoomed out a bit.
Oh, really?
A bit.
I had an effect.
Thank you.
Look at this awesome house. Okay.
I mean, it's a little.
Oh, in that video. I thought you were saying the whole thing. Got it.
No, it's still just a wall.
Shut the fuck up for a second. All right. So as you can see,
The wall is smaller.
Or not.
the centerpiece of this imposing facade is a portico. A stone arch standing sentinel before the house's oaken doors.
Is that facing you right now?
No, the portico faces you,
Ah.
the bottom right side of the house.
Oh, I see it. Bottom left, yes.
Bottom left.
Stage right.
Yes. A wrought iron gate fills the arch. The rusty hinges creak as it sways in the wind. On either side of the gate are oil lamps hanging from chains, their light dim and flickering, casting a sickly glow that barely pierces the surrounding fog. Beyond the gate, a set of sturdy oaken doors stand closed, from what you can see now, framed by the gate and the lamps. The doors look old and weathered. Their wood is darkened by time, but they stand strong and proud, an unwelcome entrance to the house beyond. A gust of wind sweeps past you. It carries a whisper of cold dread that sends shivers down your spine. But you still really want to go in the house.
Yeah,
Right?
It's worse out here. I don't like it out here either. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Shall we enter?
Yeah, Lady Lan is not an outdoor
it's cold.
cat.
The lights do appear to be on and largely, working. To the extent that there are candles in the house, they glow through the windows.
Is there any evidence around if I were walking up to a manor house that were lived in, would I would probably smell like horse dung. I would probably see footprints or some kind of evidence of human
Any other
activity.
evidence besides the candles, right? Is that what
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you make a perception check?
Ooh, 17 on the die turns into
Oh, you probably have some wisdom,
12,
He's
dirty
got some
20.
whiz.
too. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you look for any signs of life and human activity. You're pretty sure that no one's been walking around outside in a while.
Well, at the very least, it'll get us out of the rain.
Yes.
Sure.
Should we announce ourselves or just push in?
Not sure anyone's around, but I suppose it couldn't hurt to announce ourselves. For weary travelers.
Have you stepped onto the portico, or are you still sort of outside?
I think I don't think we can come any closer to the house. I don't want to get I don't want to presume that we are.
Invited.
Yes.
Might we avail you for some sustenance or shelter?
Both, preferably.
Both, maybe?
For a moment, nothing happens. Then you see some flicker in the lights, some shadows cast. You would think normally that this means people are moving around inside, and yet you hear no answer.
Lady Lan says, "Ugh, I do not beg," and just marches up the stairs and pushes open the door.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. Over the table, I just want to remind everyone that I'm playing a 12-year-old boy, so I'm probably not going to make
Permanently
decisions in
terrified?
these
Also, you
situations.
did mention that last time that you forgot to mention that
That
you
he smells like
you,
shit.
Yeah, he
Yes.
smells
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
This boy smells bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't bathe.
Okay, now I straight up
Doesn't-
don't know
not,
where this
Not in the lifestyle.
this thing is pointed.
You're gonna give all the bots motion sickness, you do.
How's that? Does that look right?
No.
It looks so wrong. This looks like something.
I don't.
Huh?
It's
Better.
yeah. That's
Sure.
That's pretty good. I think that's good. I don't think so.
well.
Okay. This
Yeah,
is
that's
great.
good. That's
This
good.
is-
Yeah,
That's
great.
That's
That's
good.
okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
So, you are now in this front portico area.
Okay.
There are the front doors, which are stained glass.
Oh wow!
Are
This is
closed.
crazy. Sorry.
I'm not tall enough to see anything.
The gate is unlocked, and you walk through. Hanging on the south wall of this foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms of some kind that you don't recognize. It looks like a golden windmill, sort of stylized on a red field. And it is flanked by stony-faced, noble-looking types familiar to Rowan from his most recent travels. aristocrats, etc. And there are these mahogany-framed double stained glass doors leading from the foyer to the main hall. There's also a round receptacle with a crooked walking stick inside. It looks like the top has been shaped into some kind of a bird or some kind of animal shape, but it's pretty gnarled and twisted at this point. Again, the house seems lived in. The floors and walls have been recently oiled. The stained glass looks intact, and even relatively clean.
So the interior seems to have more... It is different in vibe than the exterior. The exterior gives you a feeling of like no one's been here in a long time, but the interior gives you like, oh, someone's right around the corner.
Yes, that's right. Exactly like that.
I follow Lady Lon and I think take the walking stick and like use it to rap on the interior door.
You pick up the walking stick. It feels sturdy, like something that you could use to, strike with if you wanted to, which Rowan immediately, you look at it like, oh, this could be helpful, given that you just lost a few things.
Love a stick.
You knock on the doors, and the sound carries throughout the house. Again, you could swear that you hear some shadow or some footsteps and see some shadows cross the surface of the stained glass door, but not more than that.
I suppose there's no harm in maybe someone's fallen down and needs some assistance.
I feel it might be rude to linger and the entryway any longer, so...
I hand the stick to Rowan and open the interior doors.
Okay, Rowan, feel free to put that on your character sheet.
Lovely stick.
Replace some of the stuff you've lost. Okay, so you walk into the main hall.
Can you tilt it? Will things fall over if you tilt it?
No.
Oh my god, there's a fireplace that is lit and flickering?
Wait, really?
There is a fireplace that is lit
I go this
and
way.
flickering.
Come all the way over here
That
if you want to see
fireplace
that.
is so lit.
It is lit. Ooh. That's nice.
Yes, the fireplace is quite lit. The main hall runs the width of the house. There is a black marble fireplace. And there's
Black
sweeping
marble fireplace.
Yes, and a sweeping staircase that goes up to the second floor. A grandfather clock ticks somewhat ominously, placed in the circular space at the bottom of the stairs. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a portrait of 4 people, 2 adults and 2 children. There seems to be a plaque underneath. The wood-paneled walls have these ornate sculpted images of vines, flowers, nymphs, satyrs. It's a sort of a scene of out of maybe some sort of a play or a story. Other than that, the hall seems to be largely undecorated. The painting, the panels, and several doors leading off of it. A small door and 2 sets of larger doors, as well as a small closet. So more specifically, there's a closet door here, another door here. This is the door you came through, and there's another set of doors there as well. As soon as you all walk in to the room and begin to feel and hear what your footsteps sound like on the floor, the front portico slams shut. And all of the candles and everything other than the softly glowing fireplaces of the house are extinguished. You have a very hard time seeing anything at all.
Does anybody have dark vision?
Weirdly, I can see.
It is difficult to see here.
When we were still looking around, did I notice any kind of candles on a side table or anything like that?
You didn't see any candles down here. You could try to get creative and fashion something into a torch, but as you start to look around and just get used to the sound of the rain outside no longer being this constant thrum and the oppressive, eerie silence of the house starts to fill your eardrums, the southern wall starts to glow. Not a candle or a light on the wall, but the wall itself, just above the staircase. That's this wall here.
Lady Lon takes out her dart and kind of wraps it around her arm so that she can fling it out easily.
Do you want to describe this dart? People might not know what it is.
If anybody's watched like a Chinese like wushu movie, it's like a long string with like essentially a dagger on the end. And the idea is that you fling it and then you can pull it back so that you don't lose your daggers, but you can also kind of like, whip it around. So it's kind of a fun weapon.
That's cool.
So she's sort of like, because you can use the like, I don't know what the physics word is, but you can use the string to kind of like actually propel, or the rope to propel the dart.
You can build up the
centrifugal force.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
something
she
like
kind
that.
of like wraps it in a way where if she quickly kind of like, she can do a movement and it'll jut out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Father Esquivel is going to very quietly try to move behind Lady Lon and like lift a shield that he had kind of like by his side before, and like try to be as small as possible.
Lady Lon also, by the way, if you guys don't remember, still only has 5 HP, so we'll see how this goes.
Did somebody try to restore her health?
Yeah, Rowan.
Rowan did.
I healing worded you.
Yeah, but that only gave me, because I was at 0.
It was a very small heal.
That's right.
Well, as you ready this attack and notice the glow on the wall, what you see is that letters start forming in a red glow, standing, it seems, on the wall itself. And they start appearing somewhat haphazardly at first, but as they come into better view and better resolution, you can read the words. It says, "Beneath this dwelling lurks a beast, who hungers for a bloody feast. He sleeps until the midnight chime, then wakes to feed his dark design. If morsels seek to flee their doom, then bring toward his secret room a gift to soothe his savage mood, but mind the servants of his brood." And then the clock strikes,
No.
Midnight?
tolling 6 times.
Oh.
So here's how this is going to work. You will have
Holy
these
shit.
3 dice on the table. Each pip represents 20 minutes until midnight. I will count them down as appropriate. If you spend a long time searching something, if you rest, if you just make progress. If you do good things or bad things, time will count down, and at midnight, something, according to these words, is going to happen.
Holy fuck.
And
that's
the
ominous.
something I feel like will not be pleasing for you.
Doesn't I wouldn't assume. What did they refer to us as? Morsels? We're the morsels.
That's no good.
Does it say anything anywhere if you don't want to be a morsel? No? No options for that?
I
Bring a gift to soothe a savage mood.
I guess.
I am gonna go investigate the front gate and see how adequately it is shut.
You grab onto it and first kind of just give it a shake. No good. You start to push a little harder. Doesn't budge. Then you push with all your might, every ounce of strength that you can muster, and it yields. Not at all.
Windows?
I'm gonna, I want to investigate. Eric has used tricks of the supernatural before and doesn't believe in it. So I think I'm gonna look around to see if there's any, like, who's making those letters appear. Is like, I want to see, can I look behind it? Can I look, is there anything I can see that gives any hints?
Roll a perception check as you advance toward the stairs where this is appearing.
13, 12.
Okay, so
God, I'm not very wise.
you go up to the letters, and as you get closer, they dissipate. Closer you get, the more they disappear until when you're standing next to it, they're completely gone. Taking a step back, none of them return.
I just want to ask the rest of you if you are seeing this.
Suppose there must be some kind of I've heard of parlor tricks and common
Yes.
illusionists who entertain the crowds back in Europe, but I don't.
I can take a closer look at it.
By all means.
Yeah, can I sort of try to scrutinize what's going on here, roll an Arcana check, and see if there's anything I can glean about the kind of magic or the source of the magic. Ooh. That is a 10.
It's magic, which is crazy.
Wow.
It seems to be real. And this isn't the kind of thing that you're used to, where you can commune with nature.
Mm-hmm.
This is something you're completely unfamiliar with.
Sounds like you're saying it's unnatural.
Entirely.
I have seen some strange things, but this is no like anything else that I've ever seen. Can I do like just rummage around and things in the room, try to like glean as much information I can about where we are and whose home this is?
Yeah, you said there was a plaque.
Yeah.
Yes. So you begin to look around, trying to see as much as you can about this room. Which, when you do that, that takes about 20 minutes.
How long is a short rest typically?
In this game, a short rest needs to be about an hour.
Okay.
But we can hurry them up so you do at least 15 minutes.
Okay.
So you mentioned also windows. There are none in this in this room. But you begin to look around. Father Esquivel goes up to the painting, under which a plaque reads, Mr. Gustav and Mrs. Elizabeth Durst, with their 2 children, Rosavalda and Thornbolt. And you see the, looks like a young girl, maybe 10 or 11 years old, is holding a smiling doll, which is wearing a yellow lace dress. You also, looking around Rowan, peer into the coat closet over here. And let's see, I believe you can open the door.
Yeah, he did mention there was a closet. You don't normally mention that kind of thing unless there's something.
There's a closet there.
Closet.
And you open that door in the closet, and inside you see a few nice items of clothing. Again, they look pretty recently used, pretty new. There's a top hat on the top shelf.
Ooh.
And there's a few black cloaks, a purple cloak, and a very elegant maroon cloak. And in it, as you look around, I'll say that you're spending a fair amount of time doing this. You find an envelope addressed to one Lady Lovina Wachter. Wachter. The envelope is open, and in the envelope you find this fucking thing.
I totally meant to bring a notebook and then didn't.
You find this.
Ooh!
You are cordially invited to join Mr. Gustav and Elizabeth Durst for a celebration of the 1-year anniversary of the Durst Mill, the Durst residence, 6 o'clock p.m., October 13, dinner and refreshments to be served.
As the two of you look around, you notice there are 2 doors in the alcove that's kind of close to the stairs. Another door, large door, that's in the alcove farthest from the stairs, and then immediately to the right of where you came in, another large seeming door.
So which is the door that's closest to us?
Closest, well, they're all close to you.
Right.
You're in just this one
Over
room.
by the stairs right now. What's right there?
There's an alcove here with
Okay.
2 doors.
Okay.
And another door right here.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door, the single door.
I'm gonna be a step behind her, watching cautiously.
So, opening, as you get close to that door,
Acting like I'm protecting her.
roll a perception check.
Roll it too. 1.
5.
Fucking 1.
Okay. You hear some kind of
Nothing.
commotion on the other side of the door. And as soon as you step close enough to open it, it falls silent. So
Did you
you
hear that?
open the door
Oh, we're going in.
and look at a wood-paneled dining room with, as a centerpiece, a carved mahogany table.
Oh shit! Another fireplace.
Yes, the fireplace glows in here too. There are 7 chairs around this table. The table setting is resplendent. There's a beautiful runner. There are polished silver, dazzling glasses and plates. A crystal chandelier, unlit, is but with candelabra, holders, hangs above the table, and then above the marble fireplace is a mahogany framed painting of a nice, peaceful alpine vale. The wall paneling has images of deer among trees, and the windows are covered with red silk drapes. On the other side of the room is a tapestry with some kind of image on it. What strikes you, though, is that this table is absolutely groaning under the weight of the feast that's been set atop it. I'm talking succulent roasted poultry,
Oh my god, I'm so...
glazed with a shimmering sauce of some kind, maybe honey or pomegranate or something. Perfectly grilled cuts of beef,
smells like a plum
sliced. Still slightly steaming. Cheeses, fresh fruits, a mound of like a little cornucopia, spilling over with fruits and vegetables, and freshly baked bread that smells like the opposite of Subway, meaning good.
I like that that's what you thought of for hyperbole of tasty. Without even thinking about it, Eric is walking towards the food.
Lady Lan reaches out her hand with her claws and literally puts it at Eric's throat and goes.
That's enough to remind him where he is.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough. Sorry.
And she's looking, and so she sort of slowly starts to kind of walk around the dining table very suspiciously, continuing to look and see if anything changes as she's wandering around.
Roll another perception check.
Wow. It's 4, so...
All right. You notice that... Well, you get a closer look at the tapestry, and you can see that it looks like it's a grand hunt that some fancy people are engaged in. Nothing looks amiss about the food. As suspicious as you are.
Yeah.
Does anyone else...
Oh, there are also windows in this room, too.
Oh.
Does anyone have the impression that this house is giving very mixed messages? Go from sort of frightening, potentially supernatural letters to a full... I mean, they must be home, right? The food is fresh. Where are these people?
More importantly, where are the servants?
I just want to say this is more food for 7 people, so I don't think that they would notice a missing piece of bread.
This seems like bait.
I think there's something deeply not right about this. Can't put my finger on it, but I think
it's that there's no one here.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is a full meal that appears on a table when there's no cooks, no people in the house. That's just as threatening, I think, as slamming doors and cryptic magical messages.
I mean, I guess you could assume that there was a cook at one point and maybe everyone had to leave. Something happened here before they could eat this. Right? We shouldn't let it go cold.
Is there anything in the dining room? Well, first of all, if I look out the window, do I see anything?
As you look out the window, you have a hard time even recognizing that there is a window there. I mean, it has the lintel, I think that's what this is called, or a sash or something, of a window. And you feel like there's glass there, but beyond it is just white. And you sort of get a little closer and study it. And it looks like there's some turbulent movement. It is super foggy. You've never seen anything like this before. It looks like a meringue. But maybe you just have food on your brain.
Yeah.
You're looking at all
Is
this.
there anything like so there was the entryway and then we entered the dining room. Are there other doors to other rooms in the dining room?
Is there? Yeah,
Like-
in that
like-
first hallway.
Like, or does it go like does the dining room have other doors or only the door that we came in through?
The dining room has this other door here
Okay.
that goes back to the door to the room that you came from.
Okay. But there's no door
And
to
is that
another
the
room.
double doors?
This is like a huge door, like a
Okay.
and this is
Because
just
in the
a
other
smaller
room there
door.
were one door and the double doors. They don't both lead to the.
And
dining
is there
room.
any like
Correct.
dumbwaiter or like do I see any other way that the food could have been brought in other than the doors?
No, but you recall that there's another door here.
I think
Okay.
you just
And of course
invented
across
the
the hall.
dumbwaiter in this world.
Well, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Chinese invented
I
everything.
believe it.
Yeah.
You brought it to Barovia.
It is pretty
Yeah.
much true.
I'm like, well, let's find the chef. And so Lady Lon like goes back towards, so opens the other door and then, yeah, exactly, door in the door.
Okay.
Why don't you compliment the food? Isn't that a trope that they appear in the kitchen? So my compliments to the chef.
I've never heard of this before.
I don't travel in fancy service.
I'm like, I don't think that's how this works.
Extremely worldly 12-year-old.
You find here a tidy kitchen with dishware, cookware, utensils, very neatly placed on shelves. No evidence that food was recently made here, but it looks like it is used. So there's a work table here with a cutting board and a rolling pin. There is a stove, like a big stone contraption here, a shelf with pots and pans and cutlery, and another door to a what looks like a pantry. And
Yeah.
a dumbwaiter.
Oh,
Oh. Interesting.
hey.
Well, what it is
These
is
guys
a
have
small.
been to China.
It's a small door set into the wall, 2 foot wide.
It's a really dumb waiter.
If only I was really small. Could go.
You're burrowing hole again.
Oh yeah, god damn it.
Is the stove hot?
The stove is warm.
Is there anything? Can I look in the dumbwaiter?
Yeah, you open the dumbwaiter, totally empty, looks to go straight up.
And the elevator is like on the bottom floor.
Yes,
Whatever you would call the mechanism of the dumbwaiter.
it is in a position where you could load it.
Yes.
Are there any herbs in the pantry?
You start to look around the pantry here and the things on the shelves. You find no herbs, like clearly, on the surface, but you do see that one of the shelves has a notably beautiful set of decorative plates painted with windmills, which you recall from the shield when you entered. Looks to be a similar design, stylized windmill on a red field. One of the plates has been knocked off the shelf and it's shattered in pieces on the floor. And the empty spot there is sort of the first sign of disarray that you've noted in the house so far. And behind the empty spot on that shelf is a really pretty copper pot, and its lid is slightly ajar.
I mean, I get the sense that whatever it is, that once it's hunger sated is not going to be content with us grabbing one of those hams and putting it at the bottom of the stairs. So I think we should keep looking, no matter what else we do.
Lady Lan takes like one of her claws and like gently nudges up the lid.
Opening the pot, you see a bottle of wine, it looks like.
Wait, how big is this pot?
It's a big pot.
Oh, okay.
And maybe some flowers. You can't quite tell. It looks like there's a little bit more in there, though.
Do I recognize what the flowers are?
Well, you're just sort of lifting up the edge of the
Okay.
pot. You're going to have to open it if you want to find out.
Fine, I open it.
You wince and take off the top of the pot, and inside you find the bottle of wine that you had previously identified. It looks to be still undrank.
Mm-hmm.
A folded piece of very delicate lace. A vial of brownish, almost rust-colored powder. A bouquet of wilted sunflowers, which is what you saw before. And tied to the sunflowers is a very small rolled piece of parchment, which I'll give you now.
I don't recognize what the root powder is, do I?
The powder?
Yeah.
Roll a intelligence, nature or just intelligence check.
Let's see. Which one is
Will you pass this to Lady Lan, please?
It's right here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, both these are gonna be shitty. Do I get to roll with advantage though because of my herbalism?
Yes. You have a skill in herbalism?
Yes.
Yeah, then yes. You can roll herbalism instead.
Alright, well.
Oh, wait, no, sorry.
I don't
That's not a
have-
skill. You have an herbalism kit.
I have an herbalism kit and
Yeah.
an
Gives
herbalism
+2,
experience.
right?
Yeah.
Do you still have your herbalism kit?
I don't have the kit, but I have the knowledge.
You have proficiency with herbalism.
I mean, not like
Okay.
officially, but in my.
Okay,
Nice,
all right,
yeah.
fine. Do it.
Well, thank God, because that's a 1, so. Alright. Let's see, wait, you said nature or it's all the same? 10.
You've identified this powder before. It seems familiar, but you can't quite place it. You can sort of spend a little bit of time with it and try again later if you want, or
Okay.
just spend some time thinking about it.
Okay.
Is it too late for me to guidance?
No, you can do it since we're just learning.
Guidance.
What is it like? Again, this is very new to Lady Lan.
Add a D4 to your.
Oh.
No, but I mean, like, what happened? Does she feel something?
Well, I think.
Like, what does casting guidance look like for Rowan?
I think they, like having already you sort of exposed their like magical abilities to Eric and Lady Lan. I think they're still definitely wary of the newcomer to the party, so I think they want to try to be more subtle, and they just come up behind Lady Lan and like lightly place a hand on her shoulder, and just kind of says like, "Oh, what's that you've got there? You mind if I take a look as well?" And then just sort of glances over her shoulder, and I think you feel like a warmth in the touch that like feels out of place in this like cold, nasty ass place.
I think Lady Lan sort of like is a little. She's not like a startled. She doesn't get startled, but like as close as she gets to being like, oh, okay.
Well, you may add a D4.
Okay, well then it would be. Oh, 1d4. Hold up. My rolls have been so unfortunate today. Where's my. Oh, here.
Yeah, they have been pretty bad.
Yeah, so bad. Abysmal. Can they continue to be abysmal? A 1.
Oh my god.
An 11 is better than a 10.
That said,
It's
yeah, you
It's true.
you're able to piece it together. The knowledge comes to you from the beyond somehow, and you do feel a little bit of that warmth in Rowan's touch. You believe it's called Silphium, in common anyway, and it's a contraceptive herb.
Okay.
Did you get the note that I passed to you, by the
Oh,
way?
yes, but I haven't looked at it yet.
So this
So
was
the-
tied to with a little
So it says,
rope to the
for
flowers.
the light of my life, G.
And this was on the sunflowers.
This was on the sunflowers.
Gustav
Gustav. Oh, yeah. Well, Lady
to
Luck
Elizabeth.
puts the powder back and goes, well, I won't hopefully be needing that anytime soon. And, puts the lid back.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Can I see what's coming at me by chance? Can I use my danger sense?
Yes, because you don't have to know that it's coming at you, but it is visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those who aren't familiar with barbarians, what is danger sense?
Yes, please.
Oh, it is. I have advantage on dex saving throws against effects that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. Thank God, because that was another one.
Is that a across the board barbarian trait?
I cannot.
At second level.
I cannot.
What was that?
That was a effing 3.
This is funny in light of recent events.
Well,
You
get shot in the ear.
you turn around from after you just finish reading the note and place it back, just in time to see one of the knives from the kitchen table start to hover and fly at your face.
Oh.
You can't move. You move to avoid the worst of the damage, but it does nick your ear and it begins to bleed.
Do you hold up your fist and say fight? I try to drag her.
Do you ask for your shoes? Which is apparently something that he did many
Is
times.
that what it was in the video? I
Yes.
heard it. I heard him asking for something.
Yes.
Just-
I want my shoes.
He's
I want
like,
my
I
shoes.
go and get
want
my.
shoes.
Oh, I have to get my. Yeah.
What's wrong with his feet?
Does he
all
take off his
very
shoes during his
normal.
speeches?
For a
I love
speech.
that if he does.
But also, like,
You want to get comfortable.
how
Just
loose
that.
are his shoes? You know?
that he got knocked out,
Out
of
of
them, like a cartoon.
Yes.
It's like when a cartoon get like socked and then you just like fly and your shoes fly off.
Yeah. Also, the guy who was killed by the bullets, shoes fly off too. A guy died. Everyone.
Yeah, that was bad.
Way to bring it down.
But this terrifying thing
Was
happened.
it his
The
shoes
guy
fall
we
off? Did his shoes fall off? Oh.
The knife nicked your ear.
There were shoes flying
Okay.
everywhere.
Lady Lan sort of hisses and kind of, Wolverine style with her claws.
Okay.
Looks around.
It's bang, just sticking into the wall behind your. Yeah.
Well, this is all very interesting, and I think does anyone have any objections to what I'm about to do? And then Father Esquivel does not wait to hear the responses, and he picks up a chair in the dining room and throws it at a window.
I love it.
All of the there's a tremendous crash as the window glass shatters. By the way, the lace
Oh, wait.
handkerchief.
Never mind.
The lace handkerchief had a K on it.
I just realized that it was a 7, not a 1.
Oh, you lose a hit point from the ear incident, and also
It's too late to retcon.
It had a K on it.
the lace handkerchief had a K on it. And Father Esquivel has
That's why I
now
lose an HP.
broken all of the glass in the in one of the windows in the dining room. The
How does
mist
the fog react?
reaches in almost like hands trying to make their way into the house. And upstairs, you hear a lot of footsteps all of a sudden.
Eric runs to the closet and gets in.
I am like right behind.
There is barely room for two in the closet. Do you shut the door behind you?
I look. Is the rest of everyone looking? at
I'm in
us?
there.
Find your own spots. And I close the door.
Lady Lan is like, so she hears the people coming down, I guess.
Well, does it sound like they're coming
So-
down, or are they just?
She just hears the footsteps. I guess she takes the opposite approach. She pulls up one of the chairs that's remaining in the dining room,
Oh, yeah.
prepares her dart, and
We may as well do this.
and sits down.
I love that. Yeah.
Nice.
Pull out book.
Yeah, she's just like,
Waiting.
I mean,
Okay.
Pour 2 glasses of wine. You got a chess game ready to go.
Such a boss.
And it
Oh my god.
it still smells really good in there.
She like if this was a movie, she would be a like fledgling gay icon. Like she's giving Miranda Priestley.
You have to kill her at the beginning of the movie, or there's no plot because she's too OP.
well, she does only have 4 HP. Though, I'm not going to retcon it, but I just, for the record, I actually rolled a 7, not a 1, but this stupid pretty dice. Look, that's the 7.
The fickle hand of fate.
And that's,
Stupid, beautiful
and that's the
dice.
Fickle
1.
finger of
It looks
fate.
exactly this, almost
That
the
is
same.
very close.
Anyway. I made my bed, I'll lie in it.
You hear your breathing in your own ears.
My busted
Those
ear.
of you, the Catholic priest and the little boy in the closet hear the sound of blood
Not
pumping
okay.
Did
in
not
their ears.
really appreciate the implications.
There's no implication. I was just describing the situation.
Eric doesn't know what you mean by that.
I don't know what you're projecting onto this innocent
Yeah.
situation.
And you can hear your blood, at least you think it's your blood, pumping in your head. But the house is silent, and the footsteps upstairs become more sparse, like popcorn, except the kind that they had back in this time, where you made it on a fire or something. It
Still pops, I think.
Yeah, it still pops. Yeah.
They didn't make it pop until a microwave.
But yes, for an analogy that could be
Once they figured that out.
for an analogy that's legible
corn.
to Father Esquivel, it's like popcorn that you make on
It's
a
like warmed
fire.
corn.
Yes. It's like
Warm, dry corn.
explosive maize. Actually, corn would have been pretty new at this time because it's a new world crop. So maybe
That is
you
true.
haven't figured out you can pop it yet.
Yeah.
They're working on it.
Just been getting it really hot and being like, this sucks.
I'm really
Spain's
hoping
best
that,
men are working
that I'm really hoping that during this session, we as a party invent popcorn and then turn this into like
That would
a
be-
session where we bring popcorn to Europe.
We are supposed to bring like a tasty treat to this guy. What if we're like, we invented popcorn, monster?
Popcorn.
Sure, yeah.
Monster, we have popcorn for you.
We have the movie theater butter because that's key.
Ooh, there is butter at the table.
Flavacol.
All right, so
That's what they put in it.
everything is still.
And so am I.
I creak the door open, like a little, like I have the decency enough to be like a little embarrassed, but I should be more embarrassed.
Rowan, what was your spot?
I think I would try to like slip into the shadows in a corner of the room that is furthest from a door.
Okay. So you would stand sort of close to the grandfather clock under the stairs.
Ooh,
There's a lot of doors in this room. It's like the main hall.
yeah, that's wild. Okay, so if we're still in the room with the stairs,
You
I
don't
would-
have to be.
I would want to have a good view of the stairs.
Okay. So you do, and so then you can have your back to the fireplace, looking toward the
Cool.
stairs. There's a door to your left. That's the dining room. A door to your right. That's
Sounds
the foyer.
Awesome.
The door to your front left, which would be the kitchen and pantry, and another dining room door, and the door to your front right, which you have not yet opened. So yes, Father Esquivel
Yeah.
creaks open the door.
And the window, the mist is coming in.
Eric pushes him out all the way and closes the door. Standing in the fucking doorway.
Yeah, sure.
Roll a
Both
contested strength check.
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, rolled a 19.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 4 total.
Yeah. So yes, you stumble and fall to your knees as Eric pushes you really hard from the closet, and you sort of fall, looking up at Rowan, and then looking over your right shoulder at Lady Lon sitting in the chair in the dining room,
And she
who
just
you
kinda,
see
like,
through
looks.
the door.
Father Esquivel, like,
His shoes fly off.
shoes fly.
False alarm, I suppose. Should we look around a bit more? There is this one last door, and I'll do that. I'll look there, and in an attempt to regain some sort of semblance of dignity, Father Esquivel goes to open that. You said there was a final door off the main.
Yes.
hall
Roll a
to
perception
that.
check.
Okay.
Guidance.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
So
That
you feel warmth from Rowan saying something in your direction, but you might not even recognize it.
Yeah. That is 18 on the die with the 4 on the guidance. That is a 25.
Okay,
That's-
so this
That's
is
like more than I've rolled like
Did you just
cumulatively
say
today.
18 plus 4 was 25?
No, with my 3 wisdom.
Just making sure.
very important for die roll for you to save just a tiny bit of dignity in front of these new people, because as you crack the door just a bit, you catch a glimpse of a flash of red, an eye of a bestial face snarled and curled into a horrifying visage looking right back at you, and you
I shut the door.
no
I didn't
no
realize-
no but because of your perception check, it's before you can even react to this, the door, you stand there almost waiting to fall backwards onto your butt, and you realize
Shoes
it's a
ready
gray
to fly.
furred, frozen in place wolf face. It's stuffed. It's not moving. And you look.
I squeeze. This is squeeze my butthole. Squeeze my butthole.
Do you have to roll for that?
Constitution save?
Yeah. Incontinence save.
Yeah.
In con.
So yeah, you you see quickly that it's not the only one in the room. In fact, there are a couple more in this oak paneled room. Oh, let's reveal it here.
Did you make them?
Yeah.
That would be too much. What?
Wait, I have
Come
to go around
on.
this side. I can't see
They're in there.
Oh, is this like a study?
Yes, it's a bit of a den.
It's like a little library kind of.
I need like a selfie stick with like a thing so I can see.
Well, you can look at the stream.
I know I have it, but yeah, let me just.
We gotta get this camera on the ceiling.
Yeah,
We
that's
need
what we
like
gotta do.
We need to project it onto the big screen there
That's a good idea.
so that we can actually see
That's
it.
a good idea.
That would be a good
I want a tiny drone.
It should be protected on every wall.
Yeah, exactly. Project on my face.
Yeah, project on your face.
That's fucking dope.
Oh, there we go. I can.
It's another oak paneled room. looks like a bit of a hunter's den. So above the fireplace is a stag's head with sharp, angry-looking antlers. And around the outskirts of the room are these 3 stuffed wolves. One larger, one slightly smaller. There are some padded kind of stuffed chairs draped in animal furs that are facing a hearth. There's an oak table between them that has a few objects on it, a loop, like a jeweler's loop, a book of some kind. There's a chandelier that's hanging in the back corner above a cloth-covered table that has a few chairs around it, and against the walls are 2 cabinets. There also looks to be something small and furry lying under, 2 somethings actually, lying under one of the chairs in front of the hearth.
While everybody's looking around, Eric just subtly pockets the jewels.
Okay. Put it on your...
Wait, came out of the
You want me to do
closet.
sleight of hand?
well, are you trying to... You're trying to
yes,
get
I
them
did.
to not...
What?
You're trying to get them to not see?
Yeah.
Okay.
is
So,
it?
yes.
I don't do anything noticeable.
Wait, what is a jeweler's loop?
It's like the little
It's
thing
like
that...
a magnifying
okay,
glass
okay,
for
yeah,
monocle.
Yeah. Roll a sleight of hand.
Is it a 1?
Yes.
Is it a 7? Are you sure it's
3 total.
So,
Oh, that's fine.
as you pick up the loop, it drops out of your hands very loud, and falls next to the little furry objects that were under the chair, which you notice are little gray wolf plushies.
Eric tries to play it off like it was a thing of
Like
the
you
house.
tossed it down there?
Weird stuff's happening around here.
Lady Lana is disappointed. She thought for 1 second that maybe Monto was there.
Oh, I definitely want to pick up and examine one of these plushies.
So you pick up one. It looks threadbare, but not like it's ancient or decrepit. More like it's gotten a lot of wear. Heavy mending and patchwork. These things gotten a lot of use, and some very clumsy stitching on the stomach of each one. One says rose, and the other says thorn.
Eric is like, I don't know. I'm just looking at what a rich kid's life would be and the cool stuff that they get. So
Well,
it's just really sad.
So mean.
As you are sort of contemplating this, you spend a long time staring at these toys in your hands, and then roll a perception check.
Oh my god, I wasn't rolling a d20.
Ah, that's why you got a 1.
Didn't matter.
Is that a 1?
It's a 5.
Okay.
We're really
Perception?
not.
Yeah, it's a 4.
We're really not rolling very
Okay.
well today.
Yeah, you feel like maybe one of the wolf stuffed wolves moved, or maybe looked at you, or made a sound or something. But it's tough to. It really must have been your imagination. Because that wouldn't happen.
I just walk over and I hand it to her.
I sort of place it down.
What, the stuffed animal?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one? Or just one of them, or both of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
The way a child hands you something random and you're like, thank you.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
like,
I guess we'll
"Hey,
fucking bring this
okay."
shit with us.
Note that that's like me completely embodying this role, because if it was real life, I'd be like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my god!
You chose a character that denied a plush.
Yeah. What?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is true role playing.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
I'm gonna look at that book
Okay.
that you mentioned.
Yeah, you pick it up, and it looks like a series of treatises written in German. You start leafing through it, and you're almost like as shocked and horrified as you were when you opened the door, because it's a Bible, but in German, which we don't like.
Yeah, I think I pick out, like, I don't think my German is great, but I pick out some key phrases. It's a little, there's some amount of consternation. I think I pocket the book.
Okay.
Can't hurt to have a bunch of Bibles on.
Yeah, for some reason, the contents of this, what has happened so far in this house, make me nervous, and
For some reason.
Put
German Bible.
put German Bible on the sheet.
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding like a pedant, it would be a Prussian Bible.
If you really wanted to sound like a pedant, you would go like or something.
Yeah.
I'm an ant that is serving as an animal companion.
I was
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to bring in like ped, like
Oh, yeah.
foot, like the ped egg,
Yes.
but it was like no, that's just not.
I did have a pet ant
Yes.
growing up.
You did.
Speedy.
Not even a farm, just one.
Just one.
Wow.
It was how her parents kept her from wanting to get an actual pet.
That's true. There might have
Okay.
been multiple Speedy the ant.
So
Speedy the ant may have been replaced
Here's
multiple
a very
times.
long list.
there are, by the way, also windows to the south side of, to the west side of the room, but it has the same feature as the other windows, which is it's complete opaque mist outside.
So the mist has come into the room, but it's not like filling the room. It's
No.
like still mostly outside.
Yes. And yeah, then there are
kind
these.
of leaking in a little bit from the opening.
Exactly.
So Lady Lon is like sensible, and Lady Lon is like, I did not come this far to die in this house. And so Lady Lon like sits down in the chair in this room and closes her eyes and takes a nap.
When she closes her eyes,
She like
Eric goes to put the plushes back.
yeah,
in
and she like, but she sleeps like, you know, with her claw, you know, she's kind of like sleeping with one eye open, but she's
Right.
taking a nap.
Performatively sleeping.
She's not performing, so she's taking a nap.
She's taking a nap. Okay. Do you want to use a hit die to restore some hit
Yes.
points and take a
That's-
short rest?
That is exactly what I would like to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 pips.
Well, Eric's fine with this. This is the first
What is
time
wait?
he's
Which
played
die
with
should
toys.
I? Is it a D? Like, what do I get to roll?
You roll whatever
die
your
for your
hit die
class.
is, which I think is maybe a D10 or 12 for barbarians.
12, I think.
Did you get the name
D12?
of the kid? Both of the kids.
Oh yes,
It's
yes,
on
yes,
here.
yes. D12, D12.
Rosabalda and
Oh wait. Well, it
Rosa-
says
Rosabalda
but that can't be right.
can't be
Rosabalda
right.
and
Oh, okay.
Thornbolt.
It says
Thornbolt.
it must be 1d12.
Yeah.
It can't be
Yeah.
2d12.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, but you have 2 hit dice, so you can spend both of them if you like
Oh, really?
in this one short rest, but you only
Oh, yeah,
recover
yeah, yeah.
one
Yes.
on a long rest.
Well, let's just hope to.
You only recover 1 on a long rest?
You recover half of your maximum.
Yes.
Oh wait, this is a d12.
Yeah.
And remember to add your constitution bonus, Lishan. So while she's doing that, you guys are resting, but in your restful state, have time to look at the cabinets in the room.
Yeah, I was going to look at those.
So it's 8. by the
Playing
way.
with the wolf
Okay.
balls.
So the east cabinet has a lock on it. The north cabinet is unlocked, and it has a small box containing a deck of playing cards, if you want it. Some very nice seeming wine glasses, one of which is, well, not one of those, but another one like it is on the table between the chairs. And there's a little piece of needlework, sloppily done, which shows a boy and a girl holding hands with a young woman. And it says, again in clumsy stitching, for Miss Clara.
Clara with a K.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that, because I would not have assumed.
That's why there's the contraceptive, I see.
And the face of the young woman is stabbed, scratched, completely fucked up.
Oh no.
Elizabeth found that needle point. She's not happy.
Can any of you do anything about the locked cabinet?
Well, I'm sleeping, so no.
I would like to.
I got thief. Yeah, I'm a thief.
It sounds
nice.
it sounds like Father Esquivel also has some skill.
But I think I would need to be asked to do it. It wouldn't occur to me. I'm playing with wolves.
How are you playing with them? What are you doing with them?
He's
dancing. Like a whole.
Dances with wolves.
I'm like, this is a first time experience, so
Okay.
I think you try out maybe.
So you're like,
oh,
this is like a
scenario.
small version, and you can sort of move them around.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You're like,
Okay,
I can do the voices.
You don't want to interrupt.
This is why Lady Lon has chosen this moment to take a nap, because she realizes Eric's going to be here for a while.
Like even with all the scary stuff happening, this is like the best day of my life.
Seeing most of the party occupied with other business, I think Father Esquivel would try to pick the lock with his thieves' tools, but keep it a secret. I don't know if any of the rest of the party knows that it is even locked.
Yeah.
Because I was the one to check. So I could just claim, it was open, and I opened it.
Well,
it was stuck, and I had to...
Why don't we do it this way? Why don't you roll a lock pick check?
Sure.
And if you succeed by a certain amount, then it will also be not noticed.
Okay. And I'm adding proficiency to that.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And your dexterity, if you have.
Yeah.
5 total.
Everyone sees you messing and tugging on and messing with the lock.
You're just like pulling on it.
Get it!
It's the first time Eric's looked up from the wolves. His shoes fly off.
Since you're here for 15 minutes, you can
take the 10.
You can take the 10.
Yeah.
So what's your full bone?
Your full would be 12.
Okay.
My dexterity is flat, and I have a proficiency.
You might want to ask Eric for some help.
I put my tools away. Can anyone do something about a lock? Not casting aspersions, but if anyone is capable of...
Eric just gets up and walks over to the lock.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to assume that...
Starts examining it and starts... Let's have a go at it.
Okay, give it a go. Ooh, guidance.
Ooh.
You were guided.
It's the warmest you've ever
Yeah. And again,
I didn't look.
You feel great because of the guidance.
Yeah.
So you're feeling even better now.
Ooh, and I just was in my imagination. What a wonderful time. Oh my gosh. 11, 15.
You add the D4.
What
for
was
the guidance?
do I roll the D4?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's a D8. Here's a D4. 18.
Nice.
Okay. So you put the lock in your hand, insert the lock pick, twist, assuming that you have lock picks and they weren't stolen from you.
Nothing was stolen from me.
Okay. So you
Because he
twist
has nothing.
slightly to the left.
I sleep in a cemetery nightly.
So opening the lock here, you find a bit of a sort of a hunter's cabinet sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't even look. I go back to playing with the wolves.
Okay, so Father Esquivel, you
Sure.
see a heavy crossbow that's familiar to you from the time spent with the army regiments that you've chaplained. A light crossbow and a hand crossbow, and then
How convenient. It's like you're preparing us for a battle or something.
a little box of bolts, some of which look a little odd to you. 3 of which look a little odd.
Special odd?
Can I roll something to investigate how it is that they are?
Well, they look like they're made of silver.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it sounds like we're hardly alone. Perhaps we should arm ourselves while we're here.
So I think hand crossbow is simple. Anybody can use it.
That's nice. That's really fun.
But you need martial proficiency for light or heavy crossbow, I believe.
Yeah.
For those of you for whom this is
For heavy
relevant.
crossbow, right?
I think
Or-
for light as well. I'm not sure.
I know that there's definitely a handful of classes that get light and not heavy.
Yeah. So that could be why. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yes, maybe light crossbow is
Yeah.
built in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You.
I think I would take the hand crossbow, at least at this point in my character's.
I'm sorry, I missed. What else was in there besides crossbows?
3 crossbows, hand, light, and heavy, and they're very well taken care of. The person who used these things was like sort of proud of them. Yeah, and then that's it. And some bolts, including a few that
right.
seem to be silvered. 3 silvered bolts, and 20 mundane.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Am I awake yet?
I was going to say, I think that with the commotion, you sort of come to from your nap.
I mean, you definitely woke up while he was trying to open that lock. A shoe hit you in the
I
head.
was muttering curses. I was muttering curses to myself in Spanish.
So I feel like Lady Lon, given where she's from, would be like, silver. Why would you waste silver on weaponry?
Superstition. Stupid.
Could I... Oh, I don't know what kind of fucking check that would be. Could I, knowing what I already know, what Rowan already knows about Barovia, try to think about the silver bolts and why they might be there?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll a
You can
history
think
check.
about whatever you want.
Do I have your permission
What's your think
to
skill?
think this thought? I'm gonna roll a think. Not amazing. 15. Yeah.
50 million.
You know that where beasts of all kinds are typically said in superstition to be susceptible to silver.
I know of beasts of legend that can be gravely injured by silver. I'm not sure. I know of another reason that these might be in a hunter's kit, but based on everything else we've seen, wouldn't be surprised if there are a few legendary monsters about.
In the dining room, back in the dining room, was the cutlery silver?
Some of it, yeah.
So Lady Lon is like, walks back into the dining room and takes like a few steak knives.
Okay, put it on your inventory. Because they were serving prime rib, which is still there and still very tempting, by the way. It is there are a few that seem sharper, not just butter knives. And Eric, if while Lady Lan is sleeping, if you're tempted,
Yes, I'm gonna. I mean, there's been enough downtime now that I would find a time to go and slip some rolls. And
Yes,
put
there's
them in
some-
the pocket, and not like eating, but like getting to eat in a more safe.
you grab. There are rolls that seem to be covered in like sunflower seeds. You grab a bunch of those.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to like quarantine all my stuff that I used to have. I had so much stuff, guys. So much stuff.
And your dog.
And my
Does
dog.
does everyone have a weapon?
Yeah. Get a couple daggers.
I suppose now is when I say something like, I walk with the Lord is my shepherd, or something like that, and say, I intend no harm to any.
Are you saying all this?
Are you saying that now is the time that you say that? In character?
Yeah.
Okay.
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 But I do have a hand crossbow, so if any brigands intend us harm, I suppose we can scare them off. Should we continue trying to find something so the twisted and whatever joke is being played on us, should we need to supply some so we are not morsels, whatever.
Sure. Did someone want to take the light crossbow and the heavy crossbow? Is what I'm getting at.
I wouldn't know. Somehow this hand crossbow makes sense to me, but those light and heavy crossbows do not.
They're too weird.
Well, if
I can't imagine how you would be able to carry something slightly heavier while doing that.
Lady Lan is like, I am fine with I'm prepared.
I don't understand why we're willing to take their possessions but not willing to eat their food. This is you.
I'm gonna take this light crossbow then and make sure to grab the silver bolts.
I mean, I'm just saying if we're willing to grab stuff, I think we should be able to have some of the prime rib as well.
Does Lady Lan Lady Lan kind of looks where did you put these rolls?
I have a big coat that
Okay.
has lots of.
He's got a
pockets
duster,
and
a
Okay.
cool duster.
So but Lady Lan was looking,
And I'm used to
yeah.
hiding
It's like,
shit.
it's too convenient. It may be poisoned.
Okay. He realizes he still owes her, so I'm not gonna argue.
Right. So Lady Lan kind of looks at Father Esquivel and looks at the stairs and kind of goes like, by all means.
Yeah, he goes very, throat, completely as far up as it'll get, and he goes to walk up the stairs.
Okay.
Tighten your shoes.
Father Esquivel, you proceed to the wooden staircase, and your face twists as the first step makes a very pronounced creak. But you press
I think
on.
at that I would turn around and be like, "You sure no one else wants to?"
All of your steps creak, nobody else's.
You spend an extra long time looking at the place where those glowing red letters were, and you proceed upstairs.
Oh god.
There's no downstairs, right? Like there's no staircase down.
There's no staircase down that
We
you
pretty
have
we
found
checked all
or
the
can
doors,
see.
yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, we checked. Yeah,
At this point,
yeah, we've
the whole first floor.
I think so.
So you come up the stairs here into a hall. The time ticks.
No problem.
Are those
Down.
suits of armor?
the time ticks down farther. Yes, it's an elegant hallway with unlit oil lamps on the walls. Above the mantelpiece is a longsword with a windmill cameo worked into its hilt. But commanding your attention immediately are these 4 suits of armor flanking 2 doors on either side of the hall. There's also a small door right when you get up the stairs. 3rd door, 3 doors. Each suit of armor clutches a spear behind it and has a visored helm that you think looks odd first, and then you realize it's shaped like a wolf's head. The doors between them are carved with images of dancing youths, and the stairs also continue up from here, where a cold draft whispers down. Behind the stained glass set of doors on your left here, you see a warm glow, and some light flickers and casts a shadow from under the door into the hall. And let's take a 10-minute break.
Not much is known about the sharp-featured androgynous figure come to Barovia in a high-coloured violet coat with closely shorn hair. Rowan Damnalik makes himself of use to the nobles they travel with, entertaining with a classic tune and his high ethereal voice, not to mention a good bit of gossip with the ladies of the court. Rowan may well imitate the aloof manner of a courtier, but just beneath a practiced facade of calm rages a great anger. And there's something else about them too, something unsettling, ancient, and cold.
Father Esquivel is an ordained priest, sent far from home on missionary work. Though his vestments are threadbare, his hygiene limited, and his ecclesiastical knowledge a bit lacking, he is empathetic and friendly enough. He's on the younger side for a priest, but whatever his life before the cloth, it must weigh on him heavily, for physically he seems aged well beyond his years. He claims to be happy in company and sharing the difficulties of the road, but you might get the sense his smile is feigned.
Even while petting her ornery pet Pekingese Monto, Lady Lan never smiles. A severe Chinese lady dressed in elaborate silks and other finery, Lady Lan never seems to have a hair or jewel out of place. Despite having traveled many months through the deserts of the Silk Road and faced all manner of challenges, you will never see her with a smudge in her makeup. And yet, anyone who spends enough time with her will notice an anger glimmering behind this otherwise impenetrable exterior. Something must give.
Eric von Eggenberg is a pale young boy, his skin almost translucent in the dim light. His eyes, the color of a stormy sea, hold a lifetime of unspoken sorrows, fixed upon the arabesques of the moldering wallpaper, seeking patterns that do not exist. His hair, a messy jet black patch, appears to be thinning. He moves with the jerky grace of a puppet, his limbs seemingly not entirely his own. Clutched firmly in his hand is a ruby brooch, a glimmer of hope in a life filled with darkness. Whispers follow him, telling of a noble lineage abandoned, a sinister apprenticeship, and a mysterious benefactor offering salvation in a distant land. There is an unsettling aura that surrounds him, a disquiet that hints at secrets best left undisturbed.
Racing down John Cena. In
Hi. Hello, everybody.
We're back.
It's us. We're back from Blake. Long Strange Cantrip, playing the Curse of Strahd.
Boo, Strahd. Boo, I assume.
You don't even know anything about him
We don't
yet.
like it.
And look at this judgment.
What's a straw?
It's about a curse that he is under. Actually,
Yeah, you're right. To be fair, when people talk about Lou Gehrig's disease, I don't go, boo, Lou Gehrig.
right? You see?
You go.
It's not his
Boo ALS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know it's not his fault though?
Yeah.
You go.
That's why they named it after him. He developed it to spread it.
Yeah.
He thought it was going to make him a Hulk, and it did not.
Let's put these dice where they'll be more visible.
That's my conspiracy theory. Lou Gehrig. Of course. Fuck Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, unpopular,
That's what the Trump shooter believed.
controversial, and yes, that's how you know that you're in this universe. It's because this event happened that a lot of people are talking about.
Everyone is talking about. Everybody knows.
How I got shot. So you've just arrived at the top of the stairs in the second floor of the house that you are seemingly trapped in by an iron gate, by mists, and by some kind of forces that seem like they may be malevolent based on them chucking a knife at,
My ear.
at Lady Lan's ear. Coincidence?
I didn't see that happen, by the way. I'm just
And-
taking her word for it.
That's true. You did hear the...
Yeah. I hear that all the time. I'm a 12-year-old boy.
True.
I guess boners.
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
I picked up on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So here you stand before these 4 suits of armor with wolves' heads on them and holding vicious-looking spears. What would you like to do? Father Esquivel was the first up here.
I think the door with the light coming out is most appealing at this point.
The stained glass?
Yes.
I think I would.
That's not one of the two flanked by the...
It is one of the two.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I think I would go to that one and. Well, you said that there was. You said there was a long sword.
Get this out of here.
Like mounted on a wall with the.
Mounted above the fireplace.
Okay. And so it's pretty much the points of interest are like longsword and the statues and staircase going up, and then 3 doors. One small
Longsword,
one,
statue, 3 doors going up, stairs going. 3 doors from the hall, stairs going up.
Where the fuck's the fireplace?
That's clickable. And the fireplace is right here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, then I would go to the door with the light coming out, I think, and open it.
Okay.
Or at least try to, like, listen first and then open it, should I not
Yeah.
hear anything.
You listen at the door. Silence. The whatever was casting the shadow is not moving anymore. And you proceed through the doors past the past the
You tell me that door opens?
they all open.
Crazy.
The suits of armor that don't react.
Is that a library?
It is a library. It has red velvet drapes over the windows on the back wall, an exquisite mahogany desk, and a matching high-backed chair behind it that sort of are facing the entrance. Above that, and there's a fireplace opposite them, over which is a framed picture of a windmill on a sort of craggy outcropping. Situated in the corners of the room are a couple more overstuffed chairs, and there are floor-to-ceiling bookshelves on the south side of the room, and then a rolling wooden ladder that makes it easier to reach the top shelves. The shelves are absolutely crammed with books. So that's these here.
I'm gonna check out the desk. The drawers, if anything is being like worked on the surface of the desk.
Okay. You go up to the desk. The first thing that catches your eye is a handwritten note that sits atop it.
Oh.
Which I will give you forthwith.
Eric just runs and jumps onto the rolling ladder to make it go across the length of the... rides it across the
Roll
the
a
books.
dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Plus 12.
Okay, so you jump on the ladder, and it's a little scary for a moment. You,
Yeah.
you sort of bit off more than you can chew. Roll a... and as you ride it from sort of this side to that side, roll a perception check.
Okay. 5.
You perceive it to be a lot of fun.
What a rush. Did you enjoy that, wolves?
I sure did.
So I'm looking at this note, and read aloud to everyone, written in a flowing hand. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Durst, in light of my current condition, I respectfully ask your leave for a brief time away from my responsibilities. While my devotion to your dear children makes this decision difficult, I've taken it upon myself to find a solution that I hope will serve your household well. A good acquaintance of mine is experienced in the care of children, and I believe that she could assume my role during my temporary leave without difficulty. I realize that my request is not without its complications. However, my years serving your family have shown me the depth of your understanding and compassion. I truly feel that I have become a part of this family, and I look forward to bringing another member of that family into this world. Yours sincerely, Clara.
Oh. Now,
Well, clearly
You're-
that Sylphium didn't work very well.
wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That answers the question I was about to ask.
Do we need to have a talk with Eric about?
Oh, no, I know.
The top of the desk also has an oil lamp, ink pot, quill pen, tinderbox.
All the stuff from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Letter kit with a red wax candle and a seal with a windmill on it. Some blank parchment. And that's all you see on top of the desk. You notice that it has a drawer as well.
I open up that drawer, baby!
More documents and papers. Nothing that really catches your eye, but you notice that it's mostly like bills of lading and receipts of goods. Looks like this person was keeping the books for the house.
Mm-hmm.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Nope, that's gonna be a 4.
It's boring as shit. Now, compared to that letter, I mean,
Yeah, the letter was really
scintillating.
juicy.
Yeah.
You find a VHS of an episode of Maury. Featuring the Dursts.
Are there any books that look like that are like half put away, or that look like they've been touched on recently?
It's going to take a lot of searching.
Well, is there dust on the shelf? Or has it been cleaned?
The shelves are clean. Do you want to take the time to search? It will take you about 20 minutes.
That seems...
I mean, what else is going on in here? I'm gonna go back and just keep playing with the thing.
Okay, roll another perception check.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, it's still
It's fun.
It's still a lot of fun. And you put the little stuffed wolves on their
Yeah.
rungs of the ladder.
Yeah.
So wait, there's the door... The only door into the library is the door from which we came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess Lady Lan walks out of the library and goes into the other door.
You eye the suits of armor suspiciously, but they seem like they're perfectly inanimate, as you would expect them to be under normal
I mean,
circumstances.
she's still walking around with her, like, weapons ready.
Mm-hmm.
And she opens the door.
The door across or the small door
The small
here?
door. That's right.
Okay. You.
I'm gonna. I'm just like a step behind her because I'm always staying.
With your wolves.
Yeah.
You enter a what looks like a pretty cramped room, very bare, Spartan, you might say, undecorated, with a pair of beds, and you can see that there's like little bits of straw poking out of the mattresses. At the foot of each bed is a closed footlocker, and a door to the left here leads to a closet.
A closed footlocker. I'm surprised that they have an outlet here.
Too bad they couldn't keep their doors open.
Well, yeah, they used to.
Must be outside of hours.
It was a 10 of 10 dad joke.
Sorry.
You
Thankfully, there's a finish line next door.
you do notice that there's also a small metal door set into the wall. It's a dumbwaiter. The dumbwaiter's back.
Hey!
There's a little button next to it and a basket of unwashed laundry next to that.
The 5th member of our party, the dumbwaiter.
I'll let Eric press the button.
Ooh!
A little bell rings somewhere.
Cool.
Is there... Wait. So, I guess I'll open the footlockers.
They're completely empty.
Interesting. So there's no, like... So it's just the 2 beds. There's no, like, clothes or...
2 beds. There's a closet that has a very an unremarkable array of clothing hung up, and a set of drawers in there as well. And then there's the dumbwaiter laundry. That's all that's in here that you can see.
Lady Lan sort of pauses. Are the clothes like children's clothes? Yes, right?
I think it's servants' quarters.
You're sort of rooting around it. Roll a perception check. Oh, sorry. The clothes in the closet?
Yeah.
Adult clothes.
Oh, adult clothes.
These kids would have a much fancier.
Wait, so should I still roll?
No.
Damn, that was a finally some good rolls.
Okay, fine. Do you want to look in the laundry basket and use your roll?
I was gonna look in the drawers, not the laundry basket.
The drawers have neatly folded shirts and undergarments in them,
Lady-
as well as some cleaning supplies.
Even though you're like kind of giving me a hint
For the
about the
children
laundry
to play
basket,
with.
Lady Lon ain't looking through a basket of dirty laundry. That's not happening. So, if Eric wants to, fine, but not.
I wouldn't assume that there's you don't have to assume that there's something important in there.
Anyway, yeah, Lady Lon does not look in the laundry basket, and just kind of turns and.
Eric goes through everything except this laundry.
So you look in the empty chests again. You see if you can get in there. You can't. It's too big. You try to get in the dumbwaiter again. Can't.
No, I got bored in the sparse room, and I want to lift the visor and looking in the suit of armor.
You.
I like the wolves.
Yeah. You look in there. It's empty, and at first you think that it's like trying to bite you, but you just left it open and it snapped on your finger. Didn't hurt that much.
A little jumpy.
Yeah, a little bit.
We got another room to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm debating whether or not it would make sense to look through this library or not, but we should look at the last room regardless.
Yeah, faster to open another door.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
open the other door.
So, as you go up to this room, roll a perception check.
And remember the help action, guys, everyone.
Oh, right.
Dirty 20.
You can hear the faint sound of a harpsichord from beyond the doors. It starts to grow fainter as you get closer, and again, the moment you approach the door, it falls silent.
Did I recognize the tune that it was playing?
Roll a history check.
Okay. 19.
You didn't quite place it.
What?
Do you open the doors?
Yeah.
Okay. So this room is a very lavish conservatory. The windows are covered by gossamer drapes. There's a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling, and upholstered chairs, almost as though they're an audience for a recital, along the walls. There are stained glass wall inserts in the walls showing people playing instruments. To tell you the truth, it's not great art, a little literal, but it's clearly pricey. There's a harpsichord with a bench in the northwest corner, and close to the fireplace is a big standing harp.
Oh, there it is. Those things are in the room.
Yeah, they're
By
in
the
there.
way. You can see the harp in the harpsichord.
And on the fireplace mantle are these figurines, alabaster figurines of looks like dancers.
Eric's walking up to the figurines and gonna take a look at them.
You take a look and you see that one of them has fallen over. Shows it was originally a young and slender female dancer, but it's all cracked and broken into dozens of pieces. And another broken one is like a comely older man dancing. And there is a third female dancing figure standing intact.
Eric studies them for a second, and then he has them, and then he does a little wolf attack with the stuff.
I think Esquivel is, does it mean anything that one of the some of the china down in the kitchen, one of the place settings was shattered, and some of these figurines are also broken?
The needlepoint as well. I had a figure with a face.
Whoever replaced Clara was really
Damage.
clumsy. That's my guess.
I'm going to inspect the harpsichord.
You... How familiar is Father Esquivel with musical instruments?
He just sits down and plays Golden Brown by the Stranglers.
Yeah.
Or Joanna Newsom.
I think he would be familiar with those instruments that are used in a liturgical context, or maybe
Harpsichord would be used in a requiem, or
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
occasionally.
Also, if you could play like an organ, you can play
Yeah.
harpsichord. Right?
Well, so you
face
notice
it.
that one of the keys is pressed down.
like it's stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I free the key?
Isn't that how Christian Bale gets into the Batcave?
So you would have to open the harpsichord, and you notice that under the hammer is stuck a rolled up piece of parchment that has that has sheet music on it.
In the
Like inside
In
the
the-
workings
Yeah,
of the...
and so you pull it out, and the
like
key
between the hammer and the string, or
Yeah, exactly.
like in the string.
and the key is freed.
This is a unintuitive place to put this. I unfurl the sheet music.
It's titled Waltz for Clara.
Oh boy.
This man was really having his affair out loud. It's not discreet at all.
This guy was totally dickmatized.
Can anybody play music?
Rowan can.
Oh yeah.
I'll give it a go then.
Okay, roll a performance check.
Not horribly gifted, but I do know my way around. Can't guidance myself. Hope for the best. That's a 15.
Okay. You press your fingers into the keys, and it begins to play. It's a nice, flowing melody, pretty competent to your ear, but not exactly to your taste, but it's decent. The notes start to echo, and the harp starts to play in harmony.
Interesting.
And as you continue to play, the music seems to kind of take on a life of its own, and your hands start moving across the keyboard unbidden. You are playing despite yourself, and from the edges of the room, from the chairs, stand these spectral figures materializing in front of you. They are dancing, spinning, weaving throughout the room, led by the song. Most are unfamiliar to you, but you do recognize two from the portrait you saw earlier. There's
Boogie Boogie.
you see
This is my favorite haunted mansion room.
in the
Yes,
corner
that's one.
is Elizabeth Durst, and she is watching Gustav Durst dancing with a beautiful young woman in humble clothing. Elizabeth's eyes narrow into a cold stare, and the dancers barely look at her, but the song gets faster, and your fingers play faster, and you if you weren't frightened before, you start to get a little scared.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I don't know what's happening.
It gets faster and faster, and the ghosts whirl to the harpsichord crescendo. And with a swift movement, Elizabeth reaches for a pendant around her neck. It's a shimmering amber shard that's hung on a cord of ethereal mist. And her fist curls around it. Her eyes flash. She rips it, and the spectral dancers dissipate, swept away into the wind. Her apparition lingers just a moment longer, and it disappears with the rest of them. But as it does, a sound resonates through the room. A low, scraping sound. And at first, you feel like it's part of this event that you're witnessing before you, but you slowly realize, no, it's coming from across the hall. The floor trembles, and you hear a crash from the mantelpiece. The last piece has fallen over, shattered.
Wait, the last piece of
The last alabaster figurine. And your hands stop.
That was certainly interesting.
It's a bit more than making letters on a wall.
Yeah, this is the first time Eric has gone from not really caring about what's happening to, like, I'm terrified now.
I know none of us know each other horribly well, so you have no reason to believe me when I say that I'm not messing with you, but I also have no reason to mess with you, especially in a situation like this, so...
We're all just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Lily Lana's just like, I guess we should go upstairs.
Oh, right, there's more.
In this moment of like kind of everyone being in their own heads for a moment, I'm gonna think about the amber that I I encountered upon traveling to this area. Does it resemble this at like what I saw in the vision at all?
Yeah, a little, very dark piece of amber.
Was the pendant?
Mm-hmm.
But like shape and color and...
Color was the same, shape was slightly different, but the same size, roughly speaking.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like you could identify it as amber, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dark.
I don't know what it
But it's
is.
this darkened amber. Well, and you can identify it because it looks like the one that you have.
So I'm gonna I think I would take that out and check it to see if anything is, like, I know that it had some sort of like, it felt like it was pulling before. What is it doing now?
It's completely inert.
Does he?
And you guys all see this
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I think in that moment I wouldn't be trying to keep it a secret. But
Yeah.
I don't think I would say anything.
Eric backs away from you and gets behind her.
I see. I came across this when I came to this part of the world, but nothing seems to be happening.
Why would something be happening?
Well, you saw. Well,
I saw her take off a necklace and then the vision disappeared. Why do you think that something would be happening with the necklace in particular?
well, I thought. I'm just trying to make sense of this
Is it
like
on? Is it
you.
on a string? Like, is it just a piece of amber, or is the amber still on a pendant?
The one that he
Yeah,
has,
yeah.
it's just a piece of amber.
It's just a piece of amber. Okay. But is there like a hole?
No.
Like it's not a piece. Okay.
How did you?
Why did you bring
come
it?
across it?
Why did you pick it up?
I encountered some people from this. It was a token of their esteem. I came across some people from this area of the world, and they gave it to me. It was just a. I think they fancied meeting someone from so far away.
Can I insight check that? Oh, garbage. That.
And you
Am
should
I-
make a roll as well.
Seven.
That is a 6.
Persuasion check, right? So, Rowan, you think that there's something very off about his story, but you can't quite put your finger on exactly what.
And these people that gave you this amber shard,
The Vistani.
did they say how they came by it or what its significance was?
And this is actually an honest question. I don't think they didn't tell me anything about like where it.
No, it was just a valuable
Yeah.
thing that they were trading.
Yeah. No.
Strange.
And
Well-
they just gave this to you? Did you give them something in return?
I was traveling with someone else at the time, and I think they handled most of the. No, I don't think we did. Just, I think we perhaps offered some spiritual counsel.
I don't understand the value of this spiritual counsel, but fine.
Well, many don't until they're in the right place, and then it seems like the most important thing in the world.
Lady Lan is also sort of like a little bit perplexed, but I don't think she pushes it. So I think she just starts to walk up towards the stairs.
Roll a perception check.
Can I just use the one that I rolled
And I'm
I
gonna
didn't
follow.
use?
And I'm gonna follow.
Ooh, I rolled the exact same thing. How fun is that? 15.
So as you walk back into the main hall, what you notice is that this bookcase here has sort of,
But what was that thing that we didn't open?
well, you don't know.
What's that felt?
This bookcase has like sort of shifted aside,
Oh.
kind of. No, not exactly like that. Anyway, it's shifted. aside.
But it's still
Okay.
standing on the.
Yes, it's
So-
just sort of moved aside and exposed something here that
Okay.
you
Well, I go and take a look.
You do go have a look, and you see instead of the bookshelf that was there, it's moved to the right, and behind it is a small panel made of dark wood. And at chest level, there's a small hollow niche. Niche?
Both.
Yeah.
Irregular, jagged, and faintly glowing in a kind of yellow color.
Wait, say that one more time.
Small niche
Okay.
fixed into a wooden panel at chest height in the wall with an irregular, jagged edges.
Is it the same shape as the amber?
It could be, but it's hard to say. It's a very odd shape.
Like, bigger than a fist?
Smaller than a fist, like this big.
Ah.
The same size
Size
roughly.
that might fit on a pendant, maybe.
Might fit on a pendant.
Assuming that you relate this information, yeah, I would go over to see if the... Yeah, to see if the...
They mention
Yours?
or how much they do.
It looks to be a similar size. Yours is like a little smaller, but it's not a match at
Are they
all.
both amber?
Yes.
So it's like in there. There's a piece of amber in there.
No.
Oh no, it's just a hole.
It's a hole where
Glowing
one
hole.
might go.
Okay. Interesting.
Over the table, I do have two.
You do. So neither.
Neither one of
No.
them.
Oh shit.
I wonder if the offering is the pendant. Pity the ones that we have don't fit.
I don't remember what the language said. It was something about we just need to give him a gift, right? And that's all we know. We don't know anything about what kind of
Honestly,
who he is, what he likes.
I assumed I would have to offer one of you. But maybe not.
Frankly, I haven't ruled it out yet. Listen, personally.
Well, the third floor, then.
Proceed to the third floor. Who's going first? Who's creaking those stairs?
I'll creep the stairs.
Okay. Lady Lan goes first up the stairs to the third floor, which we shall reveal here.
holding the wolves in my coat.
Let's move these aside.
This is Bartholomew, by the way.
Oh,
Here is third floor.
does he like Bart or no?
No.
This is just an astounding amount of
Work.
work.
Yeah, it's
cannot-
really fucking insane.
Also, I kind of assumed, given the amount of work you were putting into this, that
It would be nicer.
no, that that it would take us like weeks to go through the house.
No.
To be, it seems like a lot of work for one session.
Who knows?
There's a lot more house.
Who knows?
Yeah.
What? Maybe we're gonna come back and it's all spring loaded with traps. I
We
don't
could
Yeah,
be
that's true.
stuck in here a long time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And also, a lot of it was learning how to do a lot of this stuff. So now I can work rather quickly.
We still got some time on those dice.
You do, which reminds me.
Oh
thank
shit!
Total hey, didn't we have homework?
Yeah, teacher, you forgot to give us the assignment.
you. One dice down. One has turned down to a 5. And
You may want to shift the camera. Oh no, you did.
yeah.
You did.
So this landing, this balcony area, is much smaller, and you kind of have a sense of vertigo as you look down 3 stories. Well, it's 2 stories down, but you're on the 3rd. It's pretty far, and because of the spiral staircase, you can see all the way down to the bottom. So you sort of catch yourself. You're also getting a little hungry, so it might be just lightheadedness from that. The air is dry and musty, and that's the first thing that hits you. It's more the realization that for the first 2 floors, it's smelled remarkably like a normal lived-in house that is cleaned and kept up. Here, you can already see that the wainscoting on the bottom parts of the door is stripped and cracked, that cobwebs and grime are in every corner of the room, of the small balcony. And the air is tinged with a strange kind of coppery scent. And it makes you appreciate that at least the house smelled fine and was clean for the first 2 floors.
Oh, great.
Staring back at you is another suit of armor, this one without a wolf head. Rather just a more conventional one. Draped in cobwebs and obviously marked by age. Behind it are a couple oil lamps unlit, and more of those oak-paneled walls that are carved with scenes of trees and falling leaves, as far as you can tell. There is a corridor forward and to your right with some doors in it. In the left corner are 2 doors as well. And immediately to your left is what looks like to be clear, some doors here, a couple doors here, and right here is a very boarded up section of wall.
Sort of the same shape and size as a door, but there's a lot of
Boarded up from...
How much of the wall is boarded up?
Yeah. And boarded up from our side or boarded up from the other side?
Boarded up from your side. And it's... you can clearly see that there are boards on it, and it is fully boarded up.
The whole wall.
Yeah. Someone did a thorough and convincing job of it.
How's the workmanship? Is it look like it was a design choice, or does it look like sloppy and rushed or whatever?
From your vantage, it looks like it is pretty rushed, but you can't quite tell from where you are. You'd have to get a little bit closer. Are you all upstairs now at the landing?
How come this floor looks like shit?
Yeah, this looks much more familiar to you, and it's kind of upsetting you.
I'm back to reality now.
When we were downstairs and it said something is beneath the house, right? That will come out?
Correct.
Yeah, what was it that said that?
That was the wall.
The letters on
the letters
Yes.
said that.
Yeah. I guess I'll quickly, take a look at the suit of armor. Anything interesting about it?
The interesting thing about it is...
Oh, God.
That as soon as you get within 5 feet of it, it lunges forward, surprising you, and tries to push you with all of its strength, coming to life, its black eyes glowing green. It's attacking you, but you don't have to roll initiative yet because...
Because I have danger sense and I can...
What is your armor class?
Remember we went through this shit, 12.
I'm trying to kill you right now.
Okay. Roll a strength saving throw.
Guidance.
Can you guidance a saving throw?
Yeah, I believe it's ability checks and saving
So should I roll the guidance?
Yes.
One ability check.
Oh, really?
It's right in front of me.
Wait, so no guidance?
Oh, no saving
Okay.
throws.
Well,
Sir.
it is 14.
Probably Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
Remembering?
It just tried to push you over the railing and down the stairs, which would have hurt you really badly. Luckily, you steeled yourself just in time so that you stood firm against its first attack, and its second was swiping at you, but you moved aside just at the right moment. Everybody roll initiative.
3.
20!
Wow, that's out of character.
Yeah. I rolled 2 1s at least.
6.
18.
I'm sorry, 22.
So, Eric with a 22. Who's got a 6?
That was big.
Esquivel with a 6. Rowan hit me.
18.
Rowan with an 18. Lady Lon.
3.
Okay, 3 for Lady Lon. Wow, that's pretty low, huh?
Thanks.
It is. Pretty much, it's pretty close to as low as it gets.
Well, lucky for you, this guy is not that much better. Okay. Eric, you go first. The suit of armor is... Yikes. The suit of armor is standing at the top of the stairs here. Lady Lon is immediately in front of it.
Terrified out of his mind, Eric clutches at his head and instinctively throws his hands out towards the suit of armor, and he does what he does is a concussive slam with telekinesis.
Okay.
And so it's a strength save.
Strength save, huh?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the difficulty class?
I want to say 17 or 14.
Okay, it has failed against the concussive blast, so it's pushing it back this way?
It takes 1d4 force damage and is knocked prone.
Ooh.
Okay.
Very nice.
So how much damage is that?
It is 2.
Okay. But more importantly, it is knocked around. And
And Eric looks down at his hands. What the hell?
Lady
Next
Lon
up.
looks at Eric and is like,
Yeah. Isn't that a little weird?
we got Rowan, then Father Esquivel.
Awesome. How close is Rowan to the...
Rowan, you're like partway up the stairs, 3 squares away.
Okay, can I make it up the stairs within melee range of
Yes.
the armor? Dope. I'm gonna do that. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my super cool stick.
Your walking stick?
My walking stick.
Nice,
is
it's now
the-
a beaten stick.
It's being a whomping stick now. And yeah, I'm gonna take a swing.
Okay.
Let's do. Oh, nice. Did a 24 to hit.
That's a total hit.
Amazing. So that's a
This house isn't so scary!
D8. 5.
Okay. So
Bludgeoning.
you whack at this thing's already dented and worn armor and put just a huge, nasty impact mark across the front, across its back because it's fallen over, and even knocking off like a bit of the armor on the head. Next up,
They call it the helmet.
Father Esquivel. Well, it's not a helmet if it's his head.
You're right. It's a thing. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Esquivel's in a weird spot.
I'd say so.
Looks like kind of down at his hand for a second. It has the hand crossbow in it, and sort of like that doesn't seem like a great. He's fought people before, but
They usually have bodies.
yeah, they're usually corporeal in some way, or at least not, pure metal or some unholy thing. And he definitely, a prayer is definitely not the first thing he would think to do. But I think right in this moment he's so terrified that just in case he's going to say. Mutter some kind of prayer and use Sacred Flame.
Okay.
So the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant. And I think because he's prone, he has disadvantage.
On a saving throw?
On dexterity saving.
On dexterity saving throws, yes. I thought, okay.
That was nice flavoring for that. I genuinely thought you were just praying for a second. I thought he was going to roll to see if the Christian God answered you.
Your flame strikes down in a pillar of blinding light. Not yours, God's.
Yes, and it does 4 damage, and as soon as the flame actually appears in the air, Esquivel looks at himself almost. There's a wave of emotions across his face. Just the first is wonderment and oh my god, this is this kind of power is real. And then just you're not exactly sure what's going on the inside, but it's replaced by utter fear and horror.
Well, it's going to get more horrible still.
Oh no.
As the armor stands back up. And uses its first attack to just wallop or send a fist at a closed gauntleted. It's not a gauntlet, it's a fist. At Lady Lan. What's your armor class? Sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, the bad armor class. So it smacks you hard, sending you bending over back on the railing, but it didn't try to push you. But it does deal 5 damage.
Well, that took a nap.
And with its second attack, it does attempt a shove. Mm-hmm. Roll a strength saving throw.
That is a 23.
It rolled a 1. I'm going to give you a chance to take advantage of its critical miss by jujitsuing it.
Okay.
If you want.
Over the railing?
Can I use my dart?
Yes.
Can I use my dart to try to rope it over?
I think not,
just
not,
shove it,
as,
just like a
not as
shove?
a reaction.
Okay.
You're going to have to, since this
Alright,
isn't...
jujitsu.
Okay, so roll to hit it, basically a d20 plus your proficiency plus strength.
Proficiency.
Metal shoes.
Proficiency of
Go
what?
for it.
Oh, just proficiency bonus generally?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 10 plus 2 and strength, so that would be 15.
You try to use its momentum to force it over, but it doesn't go. However, it is your turn now.
So I'm up against the railing and it's in front of me. So I try to kind of slash my claws into the joints of the armor.
Good idea.
To get a hold.
Okay. Roll to hit.
That's that's not gonna happen. That was 2, so.
Yes. Bad roll. You try to get in there, but there's just not enough space for the claws to get in. It's a miss, unfortunately. Any moves or bonus actions?
It's tough because I only get 2 ranges per, and I feel like I don't want to. I feel like that. I don't want to waste it.
That is notable.
So I can't really. There's not really much I can do as a bonus at this point, unfortunately.
You are a second level character.
As a bonus, am I able to kind of like get a little bit away from the railing without provoking an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Okay.
You can move because you're not leaving its threatened range, so you can move
So
here.
I do that.
Yeah, you're right. I should project this camera view somewhere for you guys to be able
Exactly.
to see. So yes, you're now away from the railing, but within melee range of it still. Back to Eric, then Rowan.
Yeah.
Okay. Eric, holding his wolves, does a little soft growl to himself. Is very upset about that, and reaches out to Lady Lan and touches her using the skill, the psionic skill, disappear.
Is it a
making
touch
her-
distance?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have to scramble up to her, which you can do.
Yes, I do that.
Okay.
I'm staying out of the range of the thing, if I can.
No, you can't do it with being out of
Well,
range.
so be it.
Okay, so what happens with disappear?
I reach out to her and kind of tug on a whatever sleeve,
Yeah.
and it just like starts to warp and ripple, and before her whole body and everything she's wearing just disappears,
Wow.
which scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Am I
So-
aware that I have disappeared?
Yes, you can't see your own body.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do you yell anything in reaction to this?
It'll be nice to know that you're still alive.
It's like the subtitles, like screams unintelligibly in Chinese. I think I just kind of like.
Okay. Rowan, then Esquivel.
Eric screams for you.
Yeah. You couldn't hear me anyway,
Yeah.
even if I was screaming.
So I think what I want to do is just to try to conserve resources, because that's a very real thing. I think I'm just going to take another shillelagh attack.
Okay.
Against this suit of armor. Ooh, that's not great. 13 to hit.
No, that's a miss, unfortunately.
Or that's it.
Okay. Esquivel, then the armor's up.
It looks. I suppose asking how healthy it looks is an insane question.
Well, it was already sort of old and weathered looking, so it's difficult to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
And again, this is the scariest situation you've ever been in your life. There's no
Yeah.
precedent for this. You have no idea.
Yeah, I think Esquivel looks at this thing and is like, whatever I did before was good, but that's not good enough.
Yeah.
And he's gonna cast Guiding Bolt. So I think he would say something. He would probably. Oh, it would probably be like, beyond looks.
Okay.
Basically, making Let There Be Light.
And it
Basically Hadouken.
Yeah.
is this a ranged spell attack or is it a saving throw?
It is a ranged spell attack.
Make it so.
Riskier than the saving throw, but spell attack is 518.
The streak of light. At first, you feel like nothing comes out, and then all of a sudden, you are sort of reeled back as
shoes
it-
blow off.
And by this point, you have a rope tied to him. It's at your ankle, so you pull him back to you.
Yeah, so the,
Shoe darts.
the streak of light shoots out and causes the armor to take a few steps backwards. It's pushed against the wall. How much damage?
4d6.
Whoa!
Wow.
I don't think I've ever done.
Oh wait,
that
and
like
does it have to save for the advantage thing, or does it
I'm
automatically
a level
apply?
10 character.
Next attack gets advantage. Right?
It automatically
Okay.
applies.
Wow.
It's-
So next attack against this thing is with advantage.
Nice.
11 damage, and it is like outlined in like shimmering light.
So the light it explodes the suit of armor into a lot of different pieces on the ground, not dissimilar from the alabaster figurines that you saw earlier, and it's not getting back up. The pieces sort of rattle on the ground and then come to rest.
And nothing inside.
And nothing's inside of it, not even a prize or a toy or anything.
Ah!
I'm like, can anyone... Hello?
What's happening?
Can anyone see me?
It only lasts a minute.
Okay.
I mean, so it's only been like 15
I know.
seconds.
So not right now.
Interesting.
I don't know. Where are you?
Who said that?
I grab the stuffed wolf and I'm like,
It's full.
rawr.
Eventually, after a few more seconds, you start to materialize, and like the ghosts that you saw downstairs, you come into view.
Well, that was unexpected.
Agreed.
Esquivel has like leaned against a wall and sunk down on the floor to a sitting position, and is just like muttering under his breath. He looks like distraught. Like he is something has gone horribly wrong.
Sure.
Well, there's more doors to look in, I guess.
It seems like maybe you can protect me after all.
Yes, more doors.
Yeah.
And he goes to Esquivel's gonna open a door. It doesn't even matter which one.
Well, you can help me pick at random. There's one here, here.
Yeah, which one does the Esquivel
Here
randomly
and
go
there.
into? You roll.
Yeah, so the I guess the third one from a clockwise.
Which one's the third one?
Clockwise.
Roll for it.
Okay. All right. So
Who's clockwise?
you turn to your left here, and these grand doors loom pretty tall. They have these dark wood frames that are enclosing a pair of dusty stained glass windows with cracks and the bits of metal that attaches the pieces of glass together is rusted and what's it called when it turns blue?
Oxidized?
I guess just oxide. Yeah, patinaed. The vibrant hues that you saw in the stained glass downstairs is now up here, faded, obscured, covered in grime. And you're sort of studying that, and through the dusty haze that's prickling your eyes on this floor, you catch a glimpse of something through the stained glass windows in this room. It's a silhouette standing just an inch or so behind the glass. It's lit from behind by something dim and yellowish. It's completely still. dead still. And just the sight of it seizes you. Butthole is near non-existent. It's
Like
black
down
hole.
to
Couldn't
a
find
couple,
it. Couldn't find it if you tried.
couple molecules.
It is vice-like, and your limbs just cannot obey your conscious mind, whether it's from the experience you just had or from the fear that you're experiencing now. The air gets thick, and the temperature plummets to outside in the middle of winter with no clothes on level cold, bone chilling. In fact, you think this has got to be in my mind. This must be, why is this happening? And then you see breath leave your mouth and create a little bit of a condensation on the doors. And then a frost starts to creep across the stained glass. It is really cold. And then the creaks and whispers that have been happening throughout the house are almost like have reached a vanishing point and are sucked into a unrelenting silence. The shadow behind the door is insubstantial, formless, but it invokes a dread that reaches down to your marrow. Your heart is beating faster than you ever remember it beating, even when that thing happened. And sweat beads your forehead despite the cold. Your pulse is racing faster than a horse at full gallop. And slowly the silhouette starts to turn from looking out to looking toward you. And then it evaporates. And the biting cold ebbs. And then the quiet sounds return, and your heart's still racing.
Esquivel is like breathing heavily.
And everyone else feels a little bit of the cold, but they don't see the shadow.
He I mutters, I think under his breath a little bit, Deus non inreditur, which, if anyone speaks Latin,
I'm
is,
not a Redditor.
Yeah,
No, God's not a Redditor.
yeah. It's God is not mocked, and he opens the door.
Ooh. Damn.
Okay. So in here, you are looking at another dusty, cobweb-filled master suite with burgundy drapes on the windows, a 4-poster bed with embroidered curtains, and a spider web-like veil that covers it all around. A rotting bearskin rug is on the floor in front of the fireplace, which itself has a dust-covered portrait of Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. A web-filled parlor in the southwest has 2 chairs and a table holding several items, as well as a door with a dark, dirt-flecked window that, by the mist on the other side, you can tell leads to a balcony. This room also has a wardrobe, another chair for sitting, a vanity with some objects on it, and that's it.
I want to take a look at the vanity.
Okay. Rowan, as you approach the vanity, you see that there is a bit of a glow coming from a jewelry box that sits on top of it. A soft yellow glow.
I'm gonna open that shit.
The jewelry box is itself made of silver with a nice gold filigree pattern. It's a nice jewelry box.
Interesting.
Opening it, you see that it's filled with some kind of dried grain. And on top of that grain is a little pouch.
Ooh.
And a rolled up parchment.
So much rolled up parchment.
I think that there's a ghost going around rolling up parchment.
Yeah.
The parchment ghost.
Ooh.
I think we have a piece of amber.
Could that fit in the thingy-majiggy?
And corrects the grammar on all the notes as well.
Oh my.
Damn it.
I think Rowan would read this aloud to everyone and tell them about the amber. Drasha, that's Drasha. I have selected you as the beast's custodian in my absence. Should the beast grow unruly or show signs of agitation while I am away, I have left this amber shard to weaken it and soothe its fury. Should the need arise, present the shard and speak the beast's name. Oh, great. If you speak with conviction, it shall obey you in my stead, if only for a time. But be sure to be gone from the house before it awakens fully at midnight. So long as the beast draws breath, it, not you, is the heart of this house, and no meal shall ever sate its appetite. Should you linger in its domain, it will mean doom for you all. Hugs and kisses, Elizabeth.
Ooh. Can I see?
So it seems...
Amber can weaken some beast that is gonna eat us at midnight is what I'm getting.
Sounds like it. We might be able to control the, or dominate the will of this beast if we have enough amber and we speak convincingly enough, it sounds like.
I think you should give whatever amber you have to her.
I'm not sure the amber I have has anything to do with this particular house, but I...
Well, okay, if you see a beast, though, make sure you speak with conviction. I don't know what it's called, but... I don't know. That's all we know.
It might be any piece of amber and not, a specific...
Yes, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You said Dasha?
Drasha.
Drasha. I suppose that's Clara's replacement?
I think that would make sense.
So are you saying
We've been-
Gustav is a beast?
We've been raided by a D&D group.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Alright. Hello.
What's up, chat? It's doing things.
Welcome to the
That's nice.
second episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign that takes place in the real world, meaning our world, meaning this world that you are probably also watching from.
Yep.
Historical
really-
fiction.
That's like your new...
That's my
thing.
catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, we're going to have t-shirts with that on.
Yes.
We're on the third floor. That was in the vanity, right? That note was
Yes.
But none of this explains how to leave the house.
certainly.
Yeah, I go to check the door to the balcony.
So as you creak open the door, you get a better look at the mist that surrounds the house. And what you notice this time is that it's not just these thick limbs of creeping opaque mist, but there's also, just beyond them, a wall of interweaving, thick, teeming, fleshy tendrils.
I don't like that.
Like vines, but made from viscera, blood, and small bits of bone and fat.
Pass.
Esquivel has like a moment where he is like, I could just throw myself into it.
That is what I would do, for the record.
It's a reasonable.
You're just gonna climb in bed.
To that big bed?
Yeah.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
It looks comfy.
I've never had a bed before.
Oh, that's a 19.
Okay. You get... Have you ever had that feeling where you, like, sit on something and even though it should hurt, you feel it, like, you register it in your muscles an instant before your brain even does, and you've hopped up and saved yourself?
Sure.
Well, that's what happens to you, except it's with a large, bloody kitchen knife that's stuffed into one of the pillows, but just hidden and obscured by the sheets. So you sort of jump into the bed, and just as your face is about to get slashed, you turn away instinctively. And you notice that
Scream.
the bed has been pierced maybe hundreds of times with this knife before it was finally stuck in.
Evidence? Evidence.
Esquivel turns from like the void, closes the
Things
door.
are escalating a bit.
And goes over to the bed with this. How does the blood look old?
Yes.
Because things are starting to look now. The higher we go, the more sort
There's
of
nothing
natural,
fresh on this floor, right?
This is not a fresh floor.
Yeah.
Your tracksuit is just like
Ugh.
busted as shit.
Damn it.
Not fresh anymore. Are there bedside tables that would indicate which side of the bed they slept on? The lord and lady of the house?
Or, yeah, is there
Is there
like a
anything to
vanity on one
indicate-
side? Or...
No
Where-
bedside tables. The vanity is on the left side of the bed if you're looking into the room. Sorry, the vanity is on the left side of the room.
And the knife is stuck
Stage
into the right side, or it was stuck into pillows, but is it on one side of the bed?
The knife is stuck into the right side of the bed. You entered from the left.
I wonder if Clara ever made it out of the house.
Maybe the beast didn't want her to be replaced? Wait, hold on. We know that Clara took care of the kids and got a replacement to take care of the kids. But also we're saying that from that letter, Clara is the, what was the word? Caretaker or something similar to that for the beast?
Custodian.
Custodian.
No, that letter is about somebody else.
Oh.
I think that was...
That's what I'm saying. One of you guys said Clara got Drasha to replace. No?
I think we were assuming.
We were...
Okay, so we don't know that. We're
We don't
just
know that.
guessing.
Yeah.
Was that letter signed?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Ah, yes.
So Elizabeth
Elizabeth
the
was
beast.
taking care of the beast.
And then had to leave for some... It says in her... Yes, in my absence.
I hope she left with the kids and got away after she noticed that
After
her husband
she
was
killed
cheating
her
with
husband?
I hope.
Yeah.
Do you still have the stuffed wolves?
Yeah.
Can I take a really good look at those stuffed wolves and look for anything?
I'm not gonna let you take them apart.
I would never. Just look for like signs of. They're obviously magical. Or actually, you noticed some slightly weird perception shit around them, but I don't think you shared that with us. Yeah. Would you have shared the names that are on them?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing with them for this whole time, and they've been talking to each other.
Probably would have been
Rose and
names
Thorn.
to refer to them.
Yes,
Okay,
Rose and
cool.
Thorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna take a look at them then.
Okay,
I
roll
wanna look
One at a time.
Arcana check.
Yeah, any kind of magic shit going on with them. 18.
You hold them in your hands and summon your connection with the natural world and its ability to let you discern natural from unnatural. And you are pretty convinced that these are mundane, if sentimental, stuffed animals.
Oh, damn.
No
Thought
such
I was
thing.
onto something really creepy.
Mundane.
But perfectly natural. Know that.
Should we not try to
Go
offer
downstairs and eat the meal, finally?
No,
Sorry.
we are not eating the clearly.
Probably cool by now.
Yeah, no. Put the amber in the wall? And potentially maybe this beast will allow us to leave before it wakes up?
I'm going to. I'm sort of lost in my own thoughts. I'm going to look at that table you said was to the southwest that had some stuff on it. That was like a sitting area.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
Oh,
said
yeah.
a little chamber.
So that's by the balcony door.
Yeah.
It has some soot or dust covered tableware on it, a cup and a plate and a small spoon. Nothing else notable. It's covered in a tablecloth that's red. But by now, I mean, the red is faded.
So this note says that we can use the amber to quiet or calm the beast for a time, but we need to be gone from the house. Or Elizabeth says to Drasha that they need to be gone from the house before midnight, because if you linger, it will mean doom.
That seems
So maybe.
unequivocal.
Maybe our goal is to get the hell out of here with our lives intact, and we can use the amber as a last ditch effort if we're, pursued by a beast or something.
I think we should lock up all the kitchen knives. I don't like all the stuff that's happening with kitchen knives. Attacking people.
Well, I do have some in my... I still have some of the knives in
Oh,
my,
right.
The steak
my
knives.
sleeve pockets.
They seem to have been in place. So are you going back downstairs?
Well, I guess not, because we're going to save the amber.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anything else that we can find out that is useful, I think we should continue looking.
In the bedroom?
Anywhere. On
Oh.
We still have
I mean,
You tell me.
there's
several
another,
other rooms and another floor.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always. It might.
There are no. The stairs do not lead up from here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting. Well, there's the boarded up room, but Lord knows what's behind there.
You've got a boarded up former door and 3 more doors that you can see.
So
from where
one of
you
these
are.
rooms leads to some sort of attic situation.
Probably.
I don't like that.
We could see what happens with the amber, and if that's some kind of surprise or something.
Well, there
then-
is that hole, and I'm just
Right.
wondering what it's for. The question is, do we do that now or later?
does that release it in some way, or accidentally or something? Do we just do we cause whatever's going to happen at midnight to happen?
I
Yeah.
like the idea of not seeing the beast at all myself.
Well,
But
I was hoping he would just forget about the dice.
Oh no.
He hadn't moved this in a while, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything.
yeah, let's...
someone gonna do it?
I'm going to look under the bed, and then I'm going to go look at another room.
Okay, you sort of do like a quick
Yeah,
quick little peek.
Any more knives?
It's no, and then you're like, it's not a problem. I'm just gonna look under the bed. Just look right under the bed, and there's no problem here. And yeah, no, it's fine. There's nothing under the bed.
all right.
So you're heading back down.
I was going to look at one of the...
Other rooms.
You're gonna put the
Under-
oh, okay.
Okay. So the closest door is right here.
Yeah, I would just... Now that I've calmed down a little bit, and I've accepted my fate a little bit more, I think I'm going to just open the first accessible room.
So you open the door, and on the other side of it greets you a vicious-looking clawed foot. Bathtub! So this is a bathroom. There's a small iron stove, which...
So Laud looks at Eric and is like, now the food I would not recommend. But the bathtub, we could wait 5 minutes.
There's a tub that is not full, a barrel under a spigot coming from the east wall,
That's the kind of shower.
and an iron stove, which apparently I forgot to paint and put in here because it's not there. But everything else is
Didn't
there.
even need to tell us that.
That's the bathroom.
Thanks for not lying.
Um,
Wait, did you say a stove?
for hot water.
And
That
it's
makes sense.
just
Yeah.
not there.
I take the door on the left.
Okay.
No, I can. You do your thing. Sorry, I can check stuff in the other room later.
So very bravely, you open this door, and you see dusty shelves along the walls with folded sheets and blankets and ancient, kind of moldy looking at this point, bars of soap, and a cobweb-covered broom against the back wall.
Linen closet.
This must be where Gustav slept.
In the bathroom, can I take a look inside the stove and see if there's evidence that anyone tried to dispose of anything in there?
Oh.
Yes. Good thought. You don't... The stove is completely devoid of both coal and wood.
Is it still cold as hell?
No.
Oh, right. That only lasted a brief moment.
Yeah.
So there's one more door, and then there's the boarded up wall.
That's all that you see from your vantage point.
Last door then. Esquivel is just opening doors, looking inside.
What is your
moving
armor
on.
class?
My armor class is 18.
Oh.
What?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I have
That's
heavy
what
armor
cleric
and a
is
shield.
about.
Damn.
Go to the front of the line.
Never mind. You were like, I'm going to hide behind you now.
You hear a thud behind you as the handle of that broom smacks into the wall. But the second of its multi-attack powers does hit you, and it deals
A broom?
It deals
You walked into the Fantasia room, bro.
Is the broom flying, or
Yeah.
is... Oh, okay, I thought this was like... Oh, you know, when you open like a cabinet that has a bunch of stuff in
Like
it.
you-
It's like not stacked
like you
well,
stepped
and
on a
all
rake.
like-
As soon as you turned around to leave, the broom came at you and hit you. It dealt 5 damage,
Okay.
but now it falls to the floor, having lost its animated spirit. And you come up to the last door, unless you have any, words for the broom.
Requiescat in pace. I don't know.
Go in peace? What is
Rest
that?
in peace. Sleep.
Oh, you're giving it its rights? That's nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's the board. The boarded up one is the. Wait, which is the boarded up wall? The small.
It's, yeah.
the
Don't
small-
metagame.
I'm not metagaming. I'm just. I thought that the. Okay,
So
fine.
the
I thought so too.
the
can't
last
see shit.
room, as you enter, you notice a door on your right.
It's a bedroom!
It's a bedroom. Okay.
And besides that, you notice a rather elegantly appointed bedroom. A large bed stands against the far wall. And it looks like it had opulent carvings on it before, but those have since faded. Beside the bed, a mildew-covered towel covers most of a dusty, yellowed book on one of its 2 end tables. And on the far side of the room, you can see a pair of 2 more stained glass doors. That's
They're
those here.
They're there.
Their windows are flecked with dirt, grime. To the left is a wardrobe, slightly ajar. And besides it is a full-length mirror. And its wooden frame has carvings that look like little ivy and berries. And thank you, Lishan, for the reflective tape for the mirror. And to the right, there's what looks like a darkened room. And peeking in as soon as you enter the store, you can see the silhouette of a crib in that room.
Oh, so creepy.
Its quiet form is veiled by a white, ghostly white shroud over it. And something strange is covering the floor beneath it.
So this is, from context clues, I'm going to assume this is not Rose and Thorn's room.
No, there's one
This
bed.
is Clara's. There's one bed. I am going to try to see what that is underneath the crib.
As you approach the slightly open doors to the nursery, you start to hear something like...
Shut it down.
Roll a
You do, like
perception
bar
check.
rescue. He's always telling the restaurateurs to shut it down.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Like exactly that.
Gordon Ramsay does it too.
Yeah.
That is a 12.
I almost worked for that show.
Uh,
I'm
You-
really glad I didn't.
it's the waltz for Clara.
Seems like hell.
Oh, it's the thing that Rowan was playing on the harpsichord.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yes?
Yes.
so much nope.
So inside this small nursery, it's strangely warm. The humming stops as you enter. The air is sweet honeysuckle and some sort of metallic scent. Blood red runes cover all of the walls.
Oh.
Arranged in concentric circles with the crib at the center.
It's a story.
The crib has some sort of carving on its side that you can't see. You
Here,
instantly
this looks
recall
like a normal nursery.
you recall the fleshy tendrils that you saw outside because these strange flesh-like tumors have also grown along the floor around the crib in little clusters. And if you stand still for a moment, you can see that they breathe slightly. You notice that a small object has fallen just beneath the crib. And in the distance, you do start to hear the sound of an infant whimpering, but not in the crib in front of you.
Can I place at all what direction it's coming from? Is
No.
it just like ambient?
Inside
Seems
the
like
house.
it's below you. But it is coming from inside the house, as far as you can tell.
Without touching any...
We got just a great chat message from Progressive Knife. In the other corner, baby shoes never worn.
Well, that's great because Esquivel needs some shoes.
Yeah, I'm just
Roy's
popping out
flying
of the shoes that I have. I do have very small feet.
And the crib is still veiled.
Yeah, what you gonna do about it?
I am with it, taking care to not like touch or step on any of those fleshy
Nodes?
tumors. I was gonna get a little closer to see if I could identify what had fallen out of the crib, and then also everyone's least favorite idea: look in the crib.
Okay, as you get closer to the crib, you can sort of peer around the side and see that into it has been scratched lovingly, not haphazardly, the name Walter.
Well, so the baby was brought to term then. If Walter.
Seems like it.
The baby's probably still here.
As you get closer,
Is the baby's not the beast?
That's
as you get closer to, remember that in Resident Evil 8,
Oh my god.
that baby?
That baby
Oh,
is
man.
so creepy.
Zombie baby?
Huge baby.
Radioactive baby?
All
Like,
of the above, yeah.
It was
Like
very
baby
scary.
Slug baby.
Oh, did it move too fast?
No, it moved so slow, but it was enormous, and it was only doing stuff that a baby would do, like just
Shitting?
crawling and crying.
And following
but it
you.
was so
Oh,
scary.
that's-
I don't care for that.
Yeah.
Somehow even worse
Yeah, I don't like
than
it.
the like sudden speed up.
Yes. No, but
Yeah.
as you get closer to the object, the object on the floor, it looks like, yeah, it's a finger.
Like a baby finger?
Yeah, what size finger?
A adult human finger that looks like it's missing several, because it's at this point it's quite desiccated. It looks like it's missing several pieces of flesh.
A finger that has perhaps been gnawed on.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Gross.
Can I
Oh.
would
The beast.
can I
Sounds like baby's eating some.
attempt
Trying to
to
eat.
Some tasty morsels?
read these
Beast baby.
Beast baby.
runes to see if there's any kind of like analog to a language that I'm familiar with, I'm trying to ascertain whether or not this pagan ritual, I guess is how he would think about it, was an attempt to change whatever was within it or contain whatever was within it. Like, did this make Walter not Walter, or was this something
To protect Walter.
Or did it create Walter?
Or protect everyone else from
Right.
Walter?
It could be any of those things.
This is going to require quite a bit of
Time.
your ability to decipher something that is completely foreign to you, but let's give it a try. Roll an Arcana check.
Could I give the help action?
Yes.
So
you
sort
can-
of,
as
yeah,
you
like
can-
rituals and runes would kind of.
I mean,
give
I
it
can
away.
give the help action to somebody else. I'm not particularly good at Arcana.
Well, Rowan, would you be interested in investigating this as well?
Why, sure, I would love to.
So I give you the help action.
Oh, I thank you kindly. Roll 2 at the same time because that's so exciting. Thank you for the help action. So that's a 10 total. Yeah.
It's just way too tough to figure out what the hell this is talking about. It is dark from what you can tell, but other than it having an air of making you feel very uneasy, there's nothing about it that is legible to you.
So I did find out that it is bad and that I don't like it, but beyond
Thank
that,
you.
not,
Thank you.
not much, I'm afraid.
What's in the crib?
Did anyone look in?
What's
in the crib?
Eric's just asking because he's not gonna look.
what's your style of unveiling?
So the material that's over it is not like
Vanna
diaphanous at all. I can't like look through.
No.
I do a little hip hop at the
Lots
end.
of wrist.
No, it's
Na-na-na-na.
it's fully opaque. White.
Is everyone like there now? 'Cause
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna do this unless I have company
Yes.
to save me.
And Lady
sure.
Lan,
I'm
Yeah.
watching.
Lady Lan, she's not the biggest. She and kids have an interesting history, so she kind of unsheaths.
That's why we're a
Oh,
great
you're
pair.
ready to stab a baby.
Yes, I am ready to stab a baby. May not be the first time.
So you're readying the stab action.
Yeah, I just not like I'm trying to do a plate trick, but like a determined
Plate trick. Oh, tablecloth trick.
Yeah. But a steady pull.
Okay. So you remove the veil to reveal.
Oh God, there's a little veil too.
Fuck off.
No. You remove the veil to reveal actually a bundle for swaddling
No.
that used to hold a baby. It's heavily soiled, smells awful, it's disgusting. There's little pieces of flesh and like matted hair around, but no baby.
It looks like something rotted inside of it, almost.
No.
Hard to tell. Oh, well.
No.
Is when you say flesh, is it like the flesh of the ground, or is it like desecrated flesh, like the flesh of the finger?
The flesh of the ground.
Okay.
Ground flesh.
Interesting.
Ground flesh.
Yeah, I like poke around the bundle, but there doesn't. I'm.
Your fingers get kind of sticky.
Lady Lan sort of like puts her claws away. She sort of like sighs, like she was definitely prepared to stab the baby, but she's glad that she didn't have to.
That's how she reacts anytime she sees a baby, by the way.
Any day you don't have to stab a baby, it's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a great day.
Yeah, I think I
We've
would
explored it.
leave
Yeah,
the
we've explored
So,
it, haven't we?
yeah, I
The
can't...
wardrobe.
The boarded
This also really does
room
not,
is
like,
I think that's where they keep. If there's no basement. Oh,
The
but they
board-
said beneath the house.
yeah.
You think that the baby's in the boarded up room? And it's gonna eat us if we open up the boards?
I don't think the baby is the baby anymore.
Yeah.
But they said the word said beneath the house.
You guys are in the nursemaid's room currently? Like you've stepped out of the nursery part of it and you're in the...
Yeah.
I had assumed that when Clara, in her note, said that she, like, knew someone who could handle this, that she meant, like, deliver this illegitimate child. But maybe she meant...
Oh, I
Like-
thought she was more
I-
detailed.
I thought she meant, like, maybe she meant to, like... You know, maybe even in utero, Walter was not so great.
There's a young woman in a clan not far where I'm from, name of Rosemary, had a similar problem with...
Everybody roll perception check.
Oh god.
Ooh,
16.
me too.
3.
Ooh, another 16.
As you guys are standing there discussing,
Got the wolf.
Eric, of course, is just playing with the wolves and really distraught about what he just saw.
Yeah.
But the three of you get the distinct feeling that you're being watched.
No.
And what you see is that there's a face in the mirror.
What kind of face?
A pale, skeletally thin young woman. Do you get closer?
I'm glad I don't
You can't see
this.
more.
Lady Lon gets closer, yes.
She brings her hands up to touch her face, and you see that all of her fingers are gone, removed. Her eyes are sewn shut.
No.
She has no lips. It seems that they were roughly torn from her mouth. No teeth behind her lips. And over her entire body, you see countless knife-thin scars. And as she brings up her hands, you see signs of extreme facial distress around her wrists. And her hair has been carelessly hacked to stubble. But she's looking at you as you approach.
With her no eyes.
Well, she's turned toward you.
I don't care for that.
With a 16, I can say
So
once you spot it, you feel that it's observing, not threatening.
So I think Lady Lon kind of like goes towards the mirror and kind of like
Pulls a Harpo Lucy.
not quite that, but like, you know, like approaches the mirror so that she is really directly facing the woman.
So you get closer, and it is really disturbing and horrible to behold. and it sort of comes to attention, reacting to someone getting close to her, but she doesn't say anything. Because her mouth, she has no lips or teeth, and can't imagine there's a tongue in there.
Ask her everything. What is all this?
Wait, I have to. Oh wait, my phone's gonna run it. Oh no. Damn it. Hold on. I need to write something to Eugene because he needs to know something about my character. But my phone just died.
What do you want, paper?
Well, how do I communicate with you?
Yeah, sure. Here's an index card.
How do I communicate? Sending spell.
In real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Spooky.
It's gonna say, I love ghosts.
Prom? Yes.
Do you like me?
Any reactions from you guys to this thing? Any reactions from you guys to this thing?
Yeah, you saw it too.
Uh,
Y'all.
Anyway.
I think
You should have rolled it up and sealed it.
kind of call out.
Can you read my handwriting?
Clara?
Yeah.
Clara?
Clara? However, we're Clara?
He said Clara.
I think Esquivel would, just be staring in horror. But then if he noticed anybody else noticing him, he would then, make a little show out of saying some sort of, and saying, some sort of prayer of sympathy.
So I think Lady Lan would sort of say just she would kind of nod, I think, a little bit to the apparition and kind of almost reach her hand she's trying to communicate in a sense without speaking with the mirror.
Trying to make a connection.
Yeah.
Reaching out your hand does nothing.
Okay. And then
Its eyes are sewn shut.
that's true. So I guess Lady Lan would then say something like, I'm sorry this happened to you.
It shoots its head up and nods slowly.
Oh, God.
Is the beast the baby?
It nods slowly.
Oh, God.
We can...
And its shoulders sink.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not her fault.
I mean, at this point, I can tell that she's talking to
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're pretty scared by this thing. Although you do see a lot of interred corpses.
No, but this is one talking.
Yeah.
Or reacting.
Usually not as sociable.
No, yeah.
No.
It's we need to leave, but before we do that, we can help.
It starts to shake its head no when you say leave.
No.
Okay. We can help if you tell us how to help free Walter.
She turns around and walks away into darkness beyond the mirror. And then the mirror itself falls off the wall and shatters. But behind it, the wall opens into a dark, dusty staircase leading upstairs. And we can explore that next week.
Well, 2 weeks from now.
Yes, 2 weeks. We're skipping next week, 2 weeks from now. But unless you guys, it's going to be a chore from a logistical standpoint if you do intend to use the shard on the door, which you mentioned earlier, to do it later. Just because there's going to be a different setup. So if you want to do that now,
I mean,
We found it, so we should probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
You mean here right now in this moment?
in this moment.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Should you call my bluff? Just kidding. I know. This says.
I've
This
been
tells me
playing
what
Baldur's
happens.
Gate for the past 2 days. You can't tell me there's another thing to do and then I'm not going to do it.
So, you head back downstairs, where things are largely as you left them. The wolf-headed armor is disturbingly unmoved after all of the events that happened upstairs. With the animated armor and the broom and all of that business. You head back into the library, and I mean, Rowan, it's your call. You're in possession of the shard.
I do have the shard. I think before handing it over, are we sure we want to do this, and we don't want to save it for if we need to flee from the beast?
And also, if the lady of the house, it's clear that the lady of the house wanted the amber used in her absence.
Yes.
How do we know that this isn't something that harms the child?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That obviously,
Why make arrangements for the child at all then?
I'm not sure
But yeah, it
they
does
had
seem-
any choice but to lock.
It does seem that Elizabeth and Clara are at opposite sides of this dispute, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes over here.
Hey, I'm just a little kid, so if one of you guys wants to do it, but it seems like nobody's jumping at it. Eric certainly wouldn't be the one to make the case to do it. So
I kind of maybe, I don't know.
Wonder if it's the right thing to do. If what did the letter say? That to weaken it and soothe its fury.
which sounds good. I like
But
that
also,
idea.
its fury is because potentially something that Elizabeth did to it and its mother.
It does
Right,
seem
and who-
likely that if we do nothing, we will be eaten.
Well, who can we trust? What the letters told us?
It would be helpful if we knew more about Drasha and what their relationship to Elizabeth was.
Yeah.
Is.
All we know about the letters so far is that they have warned of some danger, and we can confirm that that is true.
Accurate.
I don't know.
Well, if we want to have Amber to use to deter the beast
Do we know it'll?
later.
Do we know that this will use up?
We don't.
True, we don't know that, and we do know, Father, that you have
Another piece.
a piece of amber with you. We have no reason to believe it wouldn't work the same as this piece of amber, so that's something.
Hopefully this amber, when we place it in the wall, it functions much as a key would, one that we can remove after we've seen whatever effect it has.
Yeah.
So, yes.
All right.
Likely it does nothing. What? I don't know.
All right.
Shall we then?
Yeah.
Who's doing it?
Rowan, you hold up the piece of
I'll
amber,
do it.
and even as the silhouette from the fireplace behind you sort of casts the shadow of the piece of amber to the keyhole, you can see that it is a pretty good fit. As soon as it gets close, there's a bit of a magnetic effect, and your hand is pulled forward an inch or two. And merely touching it to the niche is enough to start the door rumbling, and it reveals behind it a and you can withdraw it. It reveals behind it a small hidden room packed with bookshelves groaning with old and ominous looking leather-bound tomes. There's a heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet that stands against the south wall, and its lid is half closed, propped open by a body of seemingly some unlucky person who tried to get in there and was snared by whatever trap lay there for him. It's a skeleton in leather armor, and I'll just take it out so you can...
We can marvel at your...
Detail.
Yeah, it's too hard. There's a chest with a skeleton. Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
There's a chest with a skeleton with leather armor peeking out of it.
Okay.
Father, would you like to help me take a look at some of these books?
Sure, absolutely.
Has it
Maybe
got a
some
helmet?
useful knowledge here in this secret library.
Can I put on the helmet?
From the dead guy? Yes.
Yeah.
You can take his helmet. You can assist with an Arcana check.
Nice.
Can I look at the chest itself and kind of...
Yes. So as you get closer to this guy, together with Eric,
Nice.
you notice
Actually,
that
I'm going to cast guidance
in its side
on you.
Ooh,
are
thank
3
you.
darts that seem to
God damn.
have best guess is that they came from the chest when this person tried to open it. Clutched in the left hand of the skeleton is a letter. Folded,
Not rolled.
not rolled.
There are 2 culprits in this house.
And in the chest itself,
Who's in a hurry? The ghost.
in the chest
I'm gonna
itself.
read this
Okay,
one.
go read that one.
Wait, do you know how to read?
Oh no.
In the chest itself,
I thought I could try though. There's weird shit happening. I didn't know I was telekinetic also.
that's true.
Stands to reason.
There are some blank books in the chest. There are 3 scrolls with odd and faintly eerie language that immediately you can sense some magic emanating from. And there's a couple other things, too. But why don't you have a look at that thing first?
Okay. My most pathetic servant. I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the one who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but a worm writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent. Your husband took solace in the bosom of another woman, sired a bastard son, and drove you to abandon love for madness. Cursed by darkness? Of that I have no doubt. Save you from wretchedness? I think not. I must much prefer you as you are, your dreadlord and master, Strahd von Yarovich.
Oh, shit.
Zarovich.
Zarovich.
Okay. Wow. So.
Well,
Well, shit.
I know who should get the kids in the.
Just housekeeping. The spell scrolls, you don't really know what they are yet, but it is a scroll of bless, protection from poison, and spiritual weapon.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
You guys can decide.
We can have our own broom that attacks people.
You can decide amongst yourselves who gets which one. I'm not going to keep track of it, so please do.
I can't read.
There's also there's some blank, nice-looking books in the chest, and there are three more documents, folded and rolled.
That was bless, protection from poison, and
Spiritual weapon.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is...
It's a will. It says on the other side. It says Durst family will.
Durst family will. It says, this is to certify that in the event of our inevitable passing, by natural means or otherwise, the ownership of these time-worn yet proud properties known as Durst Windmill, situated in the mountains east of Valakai, and Durst Manor, standing on the southern edge of town of Barovia, as well as all other Durst properties, will hereby be bequeathed to our beloved children, Rosavalda Durst and Thornbolt Durst, from their dutiful and loyal parents, Gustav and Elizabeth Durst.
Interesting
yes.
that
And
this is here.
But it has not been sort of...
Yeah,
there's like
someone was stopping this
The
from
Burgomaster
happening.
of Barovia has not officially recognized and allowed the transfer of ownership described above.
Huh.
So it looks like the grantors, they signed it, but it was not witnessed, potentially.
Someone is trying to take the inheritance.
I do further certify that if any persons, whether they be Barovian or outsider, do attempt to take either property from the descendants of the noble Durst family, will face the maximum punishment as allowed by the laws of Barovia and in accordance with the Burgomaster's justice. So signed, no one.
Thanks for the raid, everyone.
Ah.
Huge raid. 105 people.
Holy shit,
Just
that's
as we're
crazy.
Just
done.
as we.
Just as we're being
House-
a lawyer reading a document.
Exciting.
I'm like, it's not
legalese.
witnessed. It's not
We got
witnessed.
from
props,
a
though.
state
Look at
law.
that.
Oh boy, guys! I found another deed of property.
Someone make
It's
sure
exciting to us.
Wait, roll to check if it was notarized properly.
Dursts are sitting on a gold
Well,
mine.
technically, this was A,
the
not
ball,
witnessed,
of
and
course,
B, there was no official, multiple problems with this document. Yeah, and nobody...
So is this the same?
No.
No.
But this one is also not witnessed. Was that one witnessed?
No. This
Oh,
is
interesting.
for Durst Manor. The deed of property.
And this is for Durst
windmill.
Windmill.
So, is there
I see
anything
that
about this other than it's not signed or it's not filled out?
Yeah.
What is missing? Who it's going to?
Burgomaster's signature.
The owner?
Yeah, Burgomaster.
Proprietor. So this is their deeds, but it's not made official. Is that what we're getting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
the
you guys
Burgomaster-
are sitting there poring over the documents, you hear a loud, soul-rending infant's cry that turns into a booming, thundering roar from downstairs as your time
Wait, it's not...
takes down a further 40 minutes, and you contemplate both the documents that you found in the chest and the letter from one very threatening and mysterious Strahd von Zarovich. And think about that dusty staircase leading up to the attic, which we will explore 2 weeks from now. We're taking a week off. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Thank you to Blackwater D&D and to Game Master Dad and all of your people.
And the law school that trained you to be able to make this.
To make these deeds.
Or to do such a poor job with these.
What?
Any
Shots
poor
fired.
job is
intentional?
Entirely intentional.
Okay.
All of the rolling and the folding, it all has a significance. So if you think about how many documents were rolled as opposed to folded,
That's the
please make sure you haven't forgotten that, because that's kind of going to be the linchpin to this whole thing.
yeah.
Well, we can figure out the secret of the Durst next time. I hope that everybody who's watching can join us if they want. And I have 11 minutes to keep my 71-day Peloton streak alive. So that's what I'm going to do now.
Glad are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it.
I love it too.
I've loved it for 71 days now.
Glad you're into it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Not much is known about the sharp-featured androgynous figure come to Barovia in a high-coloured violet coat with closely shorn hair. Rowan Damnalik makes himself of use to the nobles they travel with, entertaining with a classic tune and his high ethereal voice, not to mention a good bit of gossip with the ladies of the court. Rowan may well imitate the aloof manner of a courtier, but just beneath a practiced facade of calm rages a great anger. And there's something else about them too, something unsettling, ancient, and cold.
Father Esquivel is an ordained priest, sent far from home on missionary work. Though his vestments are threadbare, his hygiene limited, and his ecclesiastical knowledge a bit lacking, he is empathetic and friendly enough. He's on the younger side for a priest, but whatever his life before the cloth, it must weigh on him heavily, for physically he seems aged well beyond his years. He claims to be happy in company and sharing the difficulties of the road, but you might get the sense his smile is feigned.
Even while petting her ornery pet Pekingese Monto, Lady Lan never smiles. A severe Chinese lady dressed in elaborate silks and other finery, Lady Lan never seems to have a hair or jewel out of place. Despite having traveled many months through the deserts of the Silk Road and faced all manner of challenges, you will never see her with a smudge in her makeup. And yet, anyone who spends enough time with her will notice an anger glimmering behind this otherwise impenetrable exterior. Something must give.
Eric von Eggenberg is a pale young boy, his skin almost translucent in the dim light. His eyes, the color of a stormy sea, hold a lifetime of unspoken sorrows, fixed upon the arabesques of the moldering wallpaper, seeking patterns that do not exist. His hair, a messy jet black patch, appears to be thinning. He moves with the jerky grace of a puppet, his limbs seemingly not entirely his own. Clutched firmly in his hand is a ruby brooch, a glimmer of hope in a life filled with darkness. Whispers follow him, telling of a noble lineage abandoned, a sinister apprenticeship, and a mysterious benefactor offering salvation in a distant land. There is an unsettling aura that surrounds him, a disquiet that hints at secrets best left undisturbed.